can actually start this music right off the bat because it's me. This episode of the Off-Road Podcast is sponsored by Warren Medical Gear Outfitters and Colby Valve. Off-Road Podcast episode 368, Camp Food. Tonight, Brent gets busy and Ben gets some therapy. And welcome to the Off-Road Podcast, a podcast about everything off-road. We cover the news, review products, and interview people in the off-road industry. Your host tonight is, well, it's me, and I'm joined by Brent from Frontier Overland. And welcome to the Off-Road Podcast. Yeah, I've seemed to have been abandoned tonight. Jeremy's out of state on a work trip, and Aaron is feeling a little under the weather, so it's just me and Brent tonight, but it'll work out all right, I think, right?
It's just us, yeah. But luckily, we don't have a whole lot to talk about because we pre-taped it.
Yeah.
The Weekend Review is brought to you by Medical Gear Outfitters. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting to have a casualty on the trail? Check out medicalgearoutfitters.com to get straightened out. Medical Gear Outfitters has everything you need, whether you're going out for the day or traveling on a year-long expedition. Head over there to get off-road specific kits that meet all of your needs. And while you're there, make sure you use Off-Road Podcast for 10% off.
You know, I actually didn't need my first aid kit for some reason. I don't know why. It's probably because I was smart and didn't get hurt. That's probably a good thing, right?
Yeah. Did you say you got hurt and got to use it, or?
I didn't get hurt, so I didn't need to use it.
Well, that's good. You don't want to use it. I mean, you just got to have it.
Yeah, no, but you know, the nice thing is the Forerunner was unpacked, like completely just unpacked. There was nothing in it, and I decided to do a last minute trip, and I just grabbed my off-road kit from Medical Gear Outfitters, and I tossed it in the Forerunner, and it was like, boom, got that need done. Just have all the other stuff to pack.
Yeah.
So
I keep a kit in the truck all the time. So
yeah, I normally have like my kit in the Forerunner already, but I had unpacked the Forerunner to like clean it out and all that. Yeah. And then I'd been driving it around just around town, so I wasn't worried about it. Because I pulled it out so I could blow dust off it and all that. Because when you're driving around during the summer on those trails, and it's dusty, especially if you got the windows down.
Mine's even got an AED in it, so I can shock you back into sinus rhythm.
You really help make sure I don't go to the light, huh?
Yeah. You have too much whiskey on the trail, I can bring you back.
That's good to know. Good to know. Well, I did start talking a little bit about some dirt therapy there in the intro, and I hit the trail, and it felt good. It was nothing special, just a bunch of Forest Service roads. I took Stampede Pass and jumped over up above Snoqualmie Pass into what's it called? Above Lake Kalachis or something like that. I can't remember how you pronounce it. And I was joined by two friends from Rainier Arms. If you notice the sticker on the side there, John and his brother, James. So we went out and John just got some new suspension on his FJ that he recently acquired. And so we hit the trail and tested it out. He got some fresh Dobinson, I think it's the IMS with the reservoirs. And we got to go, do the whole slow crawling through the bumpy road. And then there was some nice fresh gravel out there. And some long, nice straightaways. So we tested out how quick it would do over any bumps out there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. I needed it. It's been a while since I've actually been on the trail. I've been so busy dealing with house stuff and all that. It's the first time I actually went out and did anything seriously, not driving down the road with the Forerunner. So it's been nice. Outside of that, I finally finished the battery box that I've talked about on the show. 4 little batteries, giving me 64 amp hours, roughly 420 watt hours. Double the first version, and I upgraded the charge controller to an MPPT Victron charge controller. So, and I ordered another solar panel for it because I figured, 100 watts isn't enough. Let's go to 200 watts. So I got the same solar panels, so I can just double them up and get some more wattage out of it. Outside of that, not much. Just getting ready to go camping this weekend. What about you, Brett? Anything exciting?
Getting ready to go camping this weekend too. We got a big camp out in outside of Newport. One of our members, he's one of the admins actually for the Frontier Overland Facebook group, has land down there, and we have probably about 20 or 30 showing up for that.
That's near the beach, isn't it? Newport?
Newport, yeah, and they're about 3 miles south of Newport.
Nice. That'll keep it nice and cool versus Eastern Washington, where I'm going, and it's expected to be over 100.
Yeah, he even named it "Beat the Heat." Escape to the coast.
Nice.
So we're gonna do that this weekend. Other than that, I just bought a compressor to build an onboard air system on my truck.
Nice. And, what compressor?
The ARB twin, the typical.
Uh-huh.
But I bought the controller where I can use it from my phone, and I can set the pressure.
Oh, nice. That must be a new feature. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, it's like a Bluetooth add-on, and you can set the pressure that you want to the tires, and it'll read the pressure, and then turn the compressor off when it hits that. So when you're airing up, you can hook up and then go sit in the cab, read a book or something, and wait for your tires to inflate.
Man, if it was if you've got that time, that's kind of nice. That it actually makes sense for the guys that like to do like the 4-wave tire valve thing.
Yeah,
because that equalizes that
system. I didn't know you could air down with it too. I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't know that you could hook up and air down to what you want too, and then shut it off.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was just reading up on that. I don't know if you have to add something to that, but I'm still looking through it. But
it probably has like a relief valve that it opens up if it overpressures via Bluetooth.
And then I'm getting to learn all the different fittings. I forgot how much fun that is because they're like 4 JIC, which is this kind of the same as a 4 AN fitting. There's what is it, DSP, like British Standard Pipe or something like that.
Oh, man.
One of them. And then there's of course quarter-inch National Pipe thread. I'm like, gosh, you couldn't come up with just one size, one.
No, we can't just have a standard size. What is that? That'd be like having one set of measurements. We've got to have the American standard and everybody else.
Well, and I'm finding that the JIC, the 4 JIC and the 4 AN fitting are really the same, except JIC is like a less of a tolerance because AN is like, if you're building a space shuttle and you don't want your stuff to leak out in space. It's that spec, whereas the JIC is a little bit looser. And even though a lot of your fittings in like racing applications are AN, they're not real AN, like mil spec AN.
Gotcha.
Really, yeah. Learning all about that as I try to figure out all the fittings I'm going to need to make this thing work.
So are you putting in an air tank as well with the system? So like you have a reservoir to pull from?
I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that, but I've got the room to do it, and ARB makes that little tank, 1 gallon one. It'd probably be enough. I don't know. I just have to see.
Yeah, they've got that. They've got an under the hood kit for my 4Runner and 5th gens, where it has that little 1 gallon tank, and you can put. I think it's more off-road makes that kit, so you can put an air compressor on top, and then you got the little tank underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, or you can put it off remote. You can put the tank somewhere else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna put quick connects on the outside, on each side of the vehicle, so I can just fill up. I can just take a short hose and fill up each tire. I don't have to take a big long hose that I have to coil up and throw in the vehicle.
See, what I would do is I just get a power tank and then be
Well, I
done
have a
all.
power. That's what I'm replacing. I have a power tank,
Oh,
um,
you just don't
but
like refilling it?
yeah, because I have to go to Salem to refill mine.
So have
So
you considered getting like a regular tank like that you can just exchange? Is there a spot closer that you can exchange? Because that's what I do is because I think I have 3 tanks now. I've got but I have just one regulator and the grip, and so I'll just switch between the tanks. So I've got like a little 10-pound tank, or I've got 2 little 10-pound tanks, and one of them is just an exchange tank. So I take it in and pay for the exchange and get a fresh tank in and out versus waiting for them to fill it up.
yeah, well the place down in Salem will do it while you wait in 15 minutes, and it's not
Oh,
that
that's not
bad
too
to
bad.
drive down there. But I just when I go out like on extended trips, I don't know where a refill station is,
Yeah.
and I end up carrying a compressor anyways. You know,
No,
so
no,
I'm
no.
like,
Yeah,
like
I'm the same way. I've got a backup. It's not the best backup in the world, but if I run out of CO2, I've got something to fill up with. I won't be
yeah,
first done anymore.
it is cool because it does fill the tires up in 30 seconds, and that's great. Like for where we're at, like if you're gonna, I'm only like 40 minutes from Browns Camp. If I was going to the up on that trail every day,
Yeah.
the power tank would be awesome because you just fill up in 30 seconds and you're back on the road. But when I'm in, remote Eastern Oregon or wherever, um,
Yep.
yeah, having the tank. So
Definitely makes sense. I know how that goes. Um, what was it? I was gonna ask you something else. Oh, or no, I was gonna suggest something else. Did you get the fill up chuck, the power tank one?
yes, yeah, yeah,
Keep that because that chuck is faster than anything out there. It's so much opener. Jeremy did a test between that one and the standard chuck that like ARB has, and it filled up his tires like 30 seconds faster. Not 30 seconds, maybe it was 30 seconds faster or something like that. It improved the flow. So
yeah. It's a good unit. Yeah, for sure.
right.
But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Just trying to figure out all the parts I'm going to need, and then I was going to do it before a Nevada trip here at the end of September, but I think I'm going to wait because I'm going to pull the whole deck drawer system out and
Mhm.
everything, and redo the wiring underneath, and then mount it in there, put the deck back over it, and to hide the wiring and stuff, and get
Yeah,
that on
keep it
the
nice and clean.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about the deck system is you've got to literally disassemble it to get under it.
Mm-hmm.
We
But
also
yeah,
want to thank
good.
our sponsor, Patriot Patch. Head over to patriotpatch.co and check out their selection of great patches, shirts, cleaning mats, signs, and stickers. You can also join the Patch of the Month Club for $15 and receive a patch, matching sticker, and artist proof each month.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off like that.
No, that's okay. I was done anyways. I was just.
Totally did not mean to do it like that. Oh,
All right.
let's see. Yeah, Patriot Patch. I actually got my patches in the mail, and I was surprised that I also got the. So I got the August exclusive Suns Out, Guns Out, but I also got the Moons Out, Goons Out came with it too. So I was pretty stoked. I was pretty stoked to get both of those because I do like the Moons Out, Goons Out one a lot.
I've got this guy here. I'm gonna hold. Oh, maybe this. It's kind of blurring out on with my thing there, but
It's censored. It's censored.
It says camping on it from a Patriot patch.
Yeah. And then
Cool.
I've got a couple patches getting ready to go out in the mail for the off-road podcast patches. I was pretty happy. I got a couple messages during the week. I just haven't had a chance to run out and get those off in the mail. I've got them packed up. I've just got to run out and mail them. But we've got the off-road podcast patches, which Brent, didn't you get one of those?
The which one?
The off-road podcast ones?
I did, yeah. I can hold that one up in front of my face. There, it'll show.
There you go. So yeah.
And I got the Lumen.
The Lumen Locker. Have you gotten that one to glow yet?
I haven't yet.
So I threw it in my UV cure station for my 3D printer. I've got a resin 3D printer, and you have to cure it with UV light. I threw it in there for 30 seconds, and oh my goodness, that sucker glowed. So that's a really good sign for those for like your average person glow. You'll be able to get a little light on it, and it'll light up for a bit. And if you're interested in those, send $13 for the first patch. Second, $10 for any additional patches to offroadpodcast@gmail.com through PayPal, and we'll get them sent out. If you can do friends and family, it helps. So PayPal doesn't take profit, and that way we can hopefully make more patches in the future, because we've got some really cool ideas going for those. And then,
have tire troubles ever left you deflated? Colby Valve has got you covered. Ever have a valve stem leak? Colby Valve makes reusable and easily replaceable valve stems that don't require you to remove your tire from the wheel. They work with your off-road rig, ATV, side-by-side, commuter vehicle, or even your tractor. Never be left stranded again because of a busted valve stem. They also have a tire repair kit for those punctures that keep you away from doing your favorite thing, wheeling. Make sure to check out colbyvalve.com or ask for them at your local off-road products store.
I have the Colby valves. I keep them in my truck as well.
I've got them on my 4Runner on all 5 wheels. And the funny thing is, I will probably never need them for my wheels. I'll never damage one because of how recessed in mine are. But I've had friends, I look at where their valve stem is. I'm like, yep, you might need one of these sooner or later. It's like, and I'll have one. So it's kind of nice. They really save losing a tire, or on like one of those long trips when you lose a tire and you're like, should I call it? Because what if another one happens?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had that happen?
I have not. I've had only one person in our group lost 2 tires on the same trip. We managed to get, I think, one fixed so that he could get out of there and leave, but he had to leave. We were one day into a 5-day trip, and he was already out.
That's brutal. Yeah, and you lose a valve stem, that could kill it. But if you have got a Colby valve, you can fix that and not lose that trip. But I mean, just losing tire pressure alone and then driving on it for long enough will kill your tire too, kill your trip.
It was a Land Rover, so take what you want from that.
Oh my goodness! Funny story with this weekend. When we were leaving, we were coming down out of the hills, and there was this yellow Discovery pulled over, and they were kitted out a little bit. And these guys were, I believe, they were airing down. Didn't really need to, but they were. I didn't air down for where we were. The roads are dry. You've just got washboard. It's more of a comfort thing probably for them. And I like stopped them, like, hey, are you guys okay? And they're like, oh yeah, we're fine. And I'm like, are you sure it's a Land Rover? I mean, you can admit if you need help. It's okay. I'm like, I'm just busting. Yeah, it's all good. Have a good one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought the Land Rovers just had a button they pushed and a helicopter brought what they needed.
Oh, that I think that's only the Defenders, and
Oh
that's if you've got money.
yeah.
Otherwise, you've got to spend import time. And with inflation now, I don't think anyone could afford it.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of being able to afford it, this article here from Jalopnik is the NHTSA is investigating Bronco engine failures. I think we've mentioned that on the show before about there's been Broncos losing their engines. Well, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has launched an investigation into multiple reports of catastrophic engine failure at speed in 2021. That's with their 2.7 V6 twin turbo EcoBoost engine. They're stating that there could be as many as 25,000 vehicles, or 25,538 vehicles that could be at risk with this defect, where the pistons collide with the valves and cause total engine failure. That's a lot of vehicles, and considering how much money people have paid for the Broncos and how long they had to wait for that to be a problem, that sucks.
So they're saying at speed is when these are failing, right? Is that what they're
Yeah.
saying? So they're
Yeah.
getting like the hydraulic valve. Are they floating? Is that what I'm getting?
It says the root cause of the defect is an interference between the valve and the piston,
Yeah.
which can result in engine. They're aware of a select number of engines early in the launch that exhibited this concern, and we are investigating. If any customers are experiencing this, they will be covered under the vehicle's 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. Well, we will cooperate with the NHTSA as we always do. As of yet, Ford's not announced a recall. And I'm kind of not surprised. I've had some friends that are in the industry, in like the sales industry, that have talked about not buying a 2020 a COVID car is what they're calling it. Any of the vehicles sold during COVID, that were built during COVID, because of there's a large rush and lots of problems that went undetected. I heard about vehicles showing up to dealerships with no fluids in them, and they do drive those from space to space. So, like no coolant in your engine, like yeah, they might catch it and then throw some coolant in there before you buy it, but then how long was it run without it? Did it overheat a little bit? Are you at risk of head gasket failure in the future? I don't want to find out, right?
Yeah, no kidding. About 25 years ago, I worked for Ford, and we get the new vehicles in. I mean, they throw them through the mechanic shop and to check them out first. So I don't know why Ford wouldn't be still doing that. I mean, because we used to take all that white tape that's off them when they come off the trucks, and then we'd open up the hood, make sure everything was solid in there, and check the fluids. And I don't know why they well, I know why, because they didn't want to pay mechanics. It's one more cost, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of a time thing too. It's like, yeah, they can throw it into the shop, or they can have the car moving guy. I don't know what the official name for that job is, where they move cars around the lot attendant. They can just have him go and strip off the tape, slap a window sticker in it, and call it good. So I don't know. It's I've also heard about screws through wires and stuff. So I don't know. I'm avoiding COVID cars, at least until they've got some time on them to determine they have problems or not. But I don't plan on buying a vehicle anytime soon. I'm good with what I got. I've bought and sold enough vehicles lately.
Buying a new vehicle right now, or even a used vehicle, seems outrageous. The prices.
Oh yeah, I mean, for what I just spent to fix my 4Runner and versus going out and buying a new vehicle. It was a whole lot cheaper to fix the 4Runner, pay someone to do my head gasket, and then essentially, and I did my timing chain. So I've essentially got a fairly new vehicle, though I did find a leak. I've got a power steering leak I got to fix and a CV boot that's torn. So, but I mean, it's all stuff I can do myself.
Yeah.
Go prepared with Warren Industries. They produced the first recreational winch in 1959 and lead the industry with their dedication to quality and reliability. When you dig yourself in deep, make sure you have the right tools to get yourself out. Get Warren equipped and go where others can't. Now, let's get ready for adventure and head into our main topic.
Well, before we start a video, Brent, why don't you go through quickly and tell us about your camp food business?
So right now, I just represent a couple of camp food companies, Peak Refuel and Wild Zora and Good to Go. And then I used to have a couple other kind of snacky companies, but I'm kind of dropping them. And then I have a trailer that's outfitted, and I just go to events right now and sell at events. I may eventually go to online, but I don't know. I have a full-time job, so I don't want a second full-time job, boxing and shipping stuff. So for now, I just go to the events with the trailer when I can. I missed what's the one in Bend this year? Expo or whatever. I was going to do that one, but I wanted to see what was there first, so I just went as a tourist. Yeah.
And how was it? How was it as a tourist? Did you have fun?
Yeah, there was like 20,000 people a day there, and there were over 300 vendors.
So do you think it would have been profitable for you to go? Because how much were booth prices? I imagine they were a little expensive, right?
A 15 by 20 was $900 for the whole, whatever it is, 3-4 days.
You definitely have to be moving some product that day, huh?
Yeah, and I didn't think I'd if I did sell out, the profit would probably be about the same as the price of the booth. So, and I probably would have sold out fairly quickly. So I'd have to have restock somewhere to be brought in.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
So I'll have to really think about it next year. But yeah, the price on these boots just keep going up and up.
I wonder if your suppliers that you have would be able to front you product to help with that. I imagine they'd like their product there at the event.
Yeah, I was going to see next year about maybe getting them to maybe buy the booth space.
Oh, there you go.
And then provide me with a direct link and a promotion code to their product while we're there, so I can sell my product. And then if you want more, you can go to their site and you can buy more at a discount with the discount code.
There
I was going to try to see if they want to do, and that'd be worthwhile.
Well, you came through for us in our little event that we recorded because you helped supply us with some awesome food. So I can't help but thank you enough for that. You heard it that day too.
Yeah, it was fun.
It helps to say it more because it was fun. It's not often you get to taste foods with a bunch of friends and be like, no, I like this. That way other people hear it. Because I think the only type we've done before was Aaron went camping and he had the teriyaki and he absolutely is afraid of anything teriyaki that's freeze-dried now.
and it was worth it seeing Aaron's face try to eat the paleo meal and all the veggies and stuff in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he does not like some vegetables, including funguses. So
that was priceless.
Yes, it was. Well, we'll let you hear all about that now. I'll be in the comments if you guys want anything, and like we said, this is pre-recorded. We recorded at a friend's property. I'm sorry the video's not better than it is, but it's there. And if you're listening audio-wise, enjoy. And yeah, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
So here we are, our main topic. We're talking about camp food.
Yum, yum, yum.
We're going to work our way from breakfast through dessert. And no, we're not having dessert before dinner. We're going to have some lunch, some snacks, some dinner, and then we'll have dessert last. Along the way, Coy has surprised us. What do you got down there, Coy?
Well, should we pass it out? Should we just go for it?
Oh, we're gonna start. Okay, we're gonna start drinking
I don't
first.
want to tell you guys what it is till after you've had it, right?
Okay.
So the Horsey
So,
Hour,
Pass it down.
the
whatever
Horsey
it is.
Hour podcast.
Yeah. So sponsored by the Horsepower Hour podcast, we've got some drinks. Does it have our names on them?
Yes.
There.
Okay.
Here you go, Aaron.
There you go. All right. So are we supposed to drink this first?
Are we gonna rate these like we're gonna rate the food?
Oh, that's fine. So
Oh.
this one I picked up. It's enchilada soda.
Say that again.
Enchilada soda.
Enchilada.
It's enchilada.
Oh, this
Enchilada.
sounds like it's gonna be
Um,
all kinds of wrong.
It looks like
Before breakfast, even.
Give it a
phosphorescent,
smell first.
I'm scared.
Give
phosphorescent
It's really
orange
good.
color.
It's really good. You guys.
I just saw I
don't
just saw
hate it.
Coy gag down there. Now I'm scared to put it in my
I
mouth.
want you to
No,
know
Give
we-
it the nose test.
we're using the same cups for all the drinks that I brought, so you have to finish it.
So
Well,
if you
we're-
throw up, don't throw up towards the soundboard, you guys.
Now,
Okay.
This is a real palate cleanser,
well,
though. I have
for
to
the,
say.
for the audience out there, in case you guys can't see this, it is a very bright. Looks like Fanta.
Yeah, it
or-
looks like Fanta orange. I would
Yeah,
agree. So
yeah.
it like if you didn't know, you're drinking
definitely
Fanta
doesn't
orange.
I almost,
like
I
Fanta
probably
orange.
shouldn't have said what it was, so that you guys would have thought it was orange.
It
and
smells like
Oh.
dirt.
I haven't
Yeah.
had coffee yet.
It tastes like a bell pepper threw up in it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
well, that is interesting.
here we go.
I don't
Bottoms
hate
up.
it. I don't hate it, guys.
Yeah. I hate.
I don't hate it. I think it's actually pretty good.
That's terrible. I'm glad I drank it all.
Why do I like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
like it.
You're broken.
I mean, are you sure you didn't give me orange soda? Because that's
There's
worse
like
than-
an orange finisher to it. It's
Yeah.
like orange soda with
I don't mind this at all.
with hot sauce.
It's like somebody, put Tabasco sauce
Well-
in orange soda or something.
But only a hint of it. It really is kind of
Okay,
got that.
now we're all starting on an even palette. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm fixing that.
Oh, are you?
No, I got no problem with this. I'll finish mine.
Well,
Yeah.
our first official thing that we're going to eat here, we've got some Heather's Choice. So I guess maybe I should mention, practically all of these are dehydrated meals. There's some freeze dried stuff, and there's also some non-dehydrated. We'll get there as we go. But so we're starting with breakfast. First thing we got here is Heather's Choice Morning Glory Oatmeal.
And I'm gonna be hard on this one because I can go buy some Quaker's oatmeal for 8 cents a packet. And I really hate when you go like you find those preparedness camping meals, and it's like 4 of the 12 bags are breakfast stuff, and it's generally not biscuits and gravy or something. It's oatmeal, and it's like oatmeal with strawberries. I'm like, yeah, I could just buy a box of Quaker, or better yet, some dinosaur oatmeal for my kids, and they'll actually eat it.
Dinosaur egg oatmeal.
It's
Yeah.
like getting the $50 first aid kit that's just full of Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Cool bag.
Well,
Exactly
so
that.
I gotta say, when I was dishing this out into all your bowls, and I spit in one of them, just so you know, wasn't mine. So you've got a 1 in 4 chance to get some spit. Pineapple, carrots, raisin, organic oats, and whole milk. Coy is a little weirded out by the fact that there's milk and pineapple in this.
Yeah, I was too.
Yeah.
I don't care for pineapple or raisins,
Oh,
to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm excited. It smells like carrot cake.
The fact
I
that
love
Yes.
carrot
it
cake.
smells good. A lot of cinnamon.
Oh, yeah, it does smell good.
yeah.
Yeah.
It does smell good, and it does have a
So,
variety of things that you won't get out of like a Quaker box.
I mean,
It looks really hearty.
yeah, it looks
Does it
like
have
oatmeal.
pineapple
We've
in it?
got bits of orange carrot looking material. We've got some raisins in there. Otherwise, it's that's about all the color you have.
I don't hate it. Tastes good.
Yeah, it's got some crunch
Feel-
with the
Feels very
Nuts.
Seattle.
Walnuts.
tasting.
Mm-hmm.
I ate around the raisins, but I don't even taste pineapple. It tastes like carrot cake oatmeal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of my biggest problems with oatmeal is usually that it gets so soft. You know, when you eat it, it kind of feels like mush. But I really like the texture of this. It's kind
This
of got that
The
kind of.
carrots give it a little crunch. That's
Yeah.
nice.
this definitely has texture.
The raisins help too.
You could almost
Definitely
have
does
this
have texture.
as a dessert, really, because just add something.
I would eat this as a dessert.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I would throw a scoop of ice cream on this.
Oh,
eat it as a
boy.
dessert, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for an oatmeal, this is one of the best oatmeals I had. I won't pretend.
And considering just how overland you are, you could definitely do the whole ice cream on the trail.
Now
Oh,
we
yeah,
should
for sure.
mention I'm picking up a lot of nuts in this. Does it say what nuts are in here? And would
Well,
that
I
be
could
something
see-
like someone who's allergic to nuts
Seems
have
like
to be
there was
worried about?
almond.
Let's see here.
Some of these
Pecans.
look like whole nuts.
Pecans. Gluten-free rolled oats, pecans, dried pineapple, dried carrots, raisins, powdered milk, flax seeds,
Oh, that's what it is.
raw sugar, cinnamon, ginger, sea salt. Certified organic, contains dairy and tree nuts. So that's kind of what Heather's Choice is about, is they make some organic and gluten-free options. Fun thing, this is made in Anchorage, Alaska. Kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
This definitely fits that hippie vibe for
Yeah.
but it's actually a decent tasting one.
This is great. In fact, I feel like it has a little bit too much cinnamon in it, or too much ginger, or too much of both of those.
Sure.
It's a little powerful in that market, but this is great. I would eat this again. I bet you my wife would eat it, although she'd probably say it's too sweet. Everything's too sweet for her.
The question is,
except for
would
me.
the kids eat it?
Probably not.
Why?
Too-
Why is that?
It looks too grainy, too granola-y. It's not fun. There's no dinosaur
Too
eggs.
healthy.
Too
As
healthy.
soon as my
looking.
kids realized there were carrots in it, they're like, I don't like carrots.
Yeah.
man."
Yeah, exactly.
After they've eaten half of it, and then you said,
Yeah.
"How do you like those carrots in there?"
Now,
Yeah.
could you tell them it's carrot cake, granola, and
No,
would
it doesn't work.
would that pass now? Okay.
No.
Fair enough.
So, all right, well, let's move on to breakfast item number 2.
Do we want to rate this one before we?
Here, I'm in a good spot to jump out and like scoop for everybody. Want to do that?
Sure. Yeah. Why don't you want to dish us up?
Or pass, pass the bag, maybe.
I don't really. We talked about rating everything on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't have a really good idea on what to rate this one.
Well, let's just go flavor. How'd it taste? Did it taste? Would you eat it again?
I'd absolutely eat it.
I would eat it again. It's a good flavor, but I think it is more kind of a dessert to me. You know, I don't like sweet things for breakfast, so
I do. Fruit Loops all day long, baby.
Yeah. Who doesn't like Fruit Loops?
Lucky Charms,
Definitely,
Honey Smacks.
definitely something.
We got one more scoop in here.
Leave it. Just leave it in there because we might have a taste tester showing up a little bit. We'll leave a little in the
So
bottom.
I would say that I would definitely eat it again. I'd be willing to eat it again.
Yeah,
How much was it?
I don't recall.
Cost would be.
It wasn't too expensive, even though it was shipped from Alaska.
Mhm.
But also the portion is smaller than normal stuff.
Well, we're
if I
trying.
remember right, the Heather's Choice, they have also the savory meals, the bigger packages, and they're usually a little more expensive. But if I remember right, they have like kind of like salmon based and something you would normally see out of Alaska, and always the healthy ingredients. But yeah, I'd love to try some other Heather's Choice at some point.
The Heather's Choice reminds me of like the Blue Buffalo dog food, where it's like, oh, this is the same as everything else, but super organic and good, and wild wolves running in the background.
Yeah, this stuff will make our coat shiny. So.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the price here.
This was probably some of the actually just most enjoyable oatmeal I've ever had. That being said, oatmeal is like, it only gets so good. Like,
Okay.
And how much is flavored by hunger? Have you eaten anything yet today?
So I actually purposely didn't eat breakfast this morning,
Same
and I
here.
just had a quick, light 32-ounce Nutella whole milk frappuccino on my way here because I wanted to
Just
keep
nice and light.
I wanted to keep my stomach kind
32
of
ounce.
open.
Fair enough.
So I was wrong about the price. Apparently my memory's not as good as I think it is. That was $8.95. So I bought this on Amazon. $8.95 plus $4.13 shipping.
And
So
how many
12 bucks.
servings is it? How many people is
So
it supposed to
that's
feed?
$13.08.
If there was
serving per bag, one per bag, so it's
Yeah.
one serving.
And honestly, that wouldn't fill me up for breakfast, even with as dense as it is.
Yeah,
Considering you can get Quaker in several different flavors and easy to do pouches for literally 25 cents each.
Yeah.
And even if this is twice as good and it was 50 cents, I
Yeah.
still might not buy this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if these were all in the same box, I'd grab this one. but-
taste wise, I like it. Price wise, I hate it, and I agree with Quay. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it unless this was like I'm trying to be super fancy and show off to someone, which is not really what I do. So I like it, but it'd be a hard one to just go and buy.
Yeah, it's only 480 calories, but I was looking at the back, and that's why I went, whoa, 67 carbs, 67 grams of carbs.
Definitely not.
That's like a
keto-friendly.
soda. Yeah.
And 25 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely not keto friendly.
But I mean, there's a lot of fruit in it. Fruit will add its own sugar, but it also mentions raw sugar as one of the
You
ingredients.
also need to remember these are truly more intended for like hiking activities. and things where
Absolutely.
you will be burning that. Overlanders, maybe not getting the full benefit of eating 7,000 calories for breakfast and then
Are you
driving
saying
around.
I don't hike, Coy?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay.
Especially if we're not carrying around bottles of enchilada soda.
Yeah, I know. Well, this is fancy.
My
It's
biscuits and gravy's getting cold. You
All right,
guys.
all right.
We can't eat this cold. So let's dig
Okay.
in. So this is Mountain House biscuits and gravy.
All right. Well, I will say this. I spent about a year eating oatmeal pretty much every morning. And it was usually just, cracked oats that I boil. Then I put in a scoop of peanut butter, put in some almonds, different nuts, fruit, seeds, stuff like that. Sometimes I'd even cut up, dried strawberry, put that in there. And it had a very similar texture. And I found,
Make this for breakfast.
that oatmeal would be something that I would
That you
buy
do?
again. Yep.
Yeah.
Especially with a backpacker.
I think I would buy it on an occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, biscuits and gravy. It tastes like biscuits and gravy.
It does taste like biscuits and gravy.
The
It
taste
is-
is great. There's a little bit of a funky biscuit crunchy texture going on, but the taste is spot on.
The taste is there. The sausage is really rubbery.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you dehydrate a meat, you're gonna kind of get that. At least
What I like
so
about
far.
this, like there's certain times like where you're drinking or you're gonna go fishing, where like biscuits and gravy is what you need. You're like, I need biscuits and gravy. This texture is a little off, but it's biscuits and gravy.
Very, very
absolutely.
creamy. Yeah.
You
It's
need
good.
those little packets of Tabasco to put in it, for your
Yeah,
like you would
yeah.
normally for biscuits and gravy.
Or just some enchilada soda.
yeah.
Yeah, just do a shot of enchilada soda and then eat your biscuits and gravy.
I always will say the difference between this and the Peak Refuel biscuits and gravy, they use a whole biscuit, which is interesting to me.
So
Instead of it chopped up in it.
you'd
like
get
that.
a chunk of a biscuit.
You
that
get a
comes
chunk
out.
of a biscuit when you're eating it out. It's like you got the gravy over the biscuit. It's really interesting, but it's just a different take on it. Taste is about the same, but
Me personally, when I do biscuits gravy, I chop mine all up and pure it, stir it up with a spoon. It's how I like to eat mine. So I like it this way, all kind of pre-done.
Yeah,
I think-
I usually do it on a shingle, I think is what they call it, where you split them in half and you pour it on top.
Yeah.
And then you just chop it up with your fork as you're eating it, or shove the whole thing in your mouth.
I
So-
feel like for people who really like biscuits and gravy, this is gonna, check all the boxes for what you're getting. If you want to have this 10 miles in on a hike and you want something that's gonna stick to your ribs, it has the texture, I think it's got the flavor. If that's what you want, it feels kind of heavy for backpacking and hiking, but I can see how out with friends, even overlanding, this would be a good choice for the next morning after you've been drinking, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Just
even just wheeling
good
and going,
absorbent.
even just wheeling and like hitting the trail, and it's like I need to have something. You pull out your jet boil it up, throw it together, boom, there you go.
So the box, I think this does check. Will your kids eat it?
Yep.
Yes.
My kids are going to go through this slop just like it. Like it's totally, they're
Yeah.
going to be totally fine
I
with
think
it.
even my son, who does not like biscuits and gravy because he doesn't like meat,
Mhm.
he would eat it because he wouldn't know there's meat in it.
Yeah.
And they did a really good
Tell
job.
them they're raisins.
When you look
Yeah.
at this, you can see the chunks of I guess that's sausage mixed with chunks of bread. And the bread, when you actually separate it, you can see that it's still dry on the inside, like you'd expect a biscuit to be. And then you have the gravy all around it. So I don't know how they kept the water from hitting the biscuit in the middle, but they did, and that's impressive.
And it's soft.
Yeah.
So my take on it is I'm not a very big fan of spices and things like that. I'm into bland foods. This is almost too bland for me, to be honest. So we've just finished breakfast. We're gonna.
I was gonna say though, but for waking up on a cold morning, you know,
very hard.
That biscuits and gravy would be just about right.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to put it down because I love it and I will continue to eat it a lot. But it is a little bland. I think it could have more flavor than.
But I mean, that's something you could easily carry some cayenne with you, or a little seasoning packet, sprinkle that on.
A little pepper.
Yeah, I'm not skilled at that. I've just the way it comes is the way I eat it.
I just wouldn't let it deter someone from buying it. I think it just, if you want more spice, that's pretty easy to add. And it's lightweight to bring with you. So
you can stop at Taco Bell on the way and grab the fire sauce.
Yeah,
and you can stop at the Chick-fil-A and grade their many packets of sauces and stuff.
Also, if you're bringing multiple packets, and like my wife, pepper is ghost pepper for her, like just salt and pepper is too spicy.
Oh yeah.
So if you get something too flavorful, you can kind of exit people out of that whole genre. So
That's true.
You can never
true.
take the spices out. I didn't mind it that it was a little bland. I feel like if I was snow wheeling and got up in the morning, I'd pour this over my head.
Oh, so I had that exact biscuits and gravy when I got stuck on Greenwater when I lost that ball joint bolt. And when I woke up the morning, that's what I had. And it was just a nice, easy, quick meal. And it tasted good. And it kind of upped my happiness level.
See, I wonder if we used a little too much water and then got one of those big milkshake straws. If I could Capri Sun that thing, though.
a boba tea straw.
Yeah, you need a boba tea straw.
I need a big one.
I mean, maybe that's coming. Maybe they're gonna make a freeze dried boba. You just pour it in, heat it up, and pop the straw.
Can you imagine getting up at the rally and walking out with your
just walking
4
around
serving size,
sucking down biscuits and gravy through a straw?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, even if it doesn't work, we got to figure out a way to get some into a clear straw so it looks like you've been sucking on it and you just walk around with it.
So aggressively American. Yeah. Like I would scare away other world. They're like, no, we got to go to a different. We're going to Canada.
I mean, that opens the door for Capri Sun too. You could have some sort of a mixture package that you just add water to, and
soup in a package.
Yep, straw.
Well, breakfast is done. We're gonna just have a quick snack while we wait for lunch to cook, and we've got some moon cheese. Oh my Gouda! So I assume that this is Gouda. It says it's 100% only cheese, so it doesn't have anything else in it other than cheese. So,
and they got about 6 or 7 or so flavors: Parmesan, cheddar. They got cheddar bacon.
Nice.
A whole bunch of stuff. It's all protein snacks.
The Gouda taste is not overpowering Gouda. It is kind of just a light on the tongue Gouda. Unless I'm thinking of a different cheese. I usually think of Gouda as a very strong tasting.
It feels pretty strong. I mean, this tastes like a dog treat to me. I'm not. It's a cheesy dog treat.
It seems weird to eat it by itself. I feel like when I'm looking at it, I mean, they're hard, brittle, basically inflated pieces of cheese. It looks like, or overcooked pieces of cheese. It tastes like cheese, but I feel like this would be good on a salad or something like that.
Kind of trail mix or something, maybe.
That is a good idea.
Like a topping on a salad. I don't know if I'd by itself.
Trail salad.
It really lingers.
I mean, if you're driving down the road though, and just reaching in the bag and throwing these in to keep you from.
Yeah,
right. I mean, you're not gonna be happy, but you're gonna be.
Yeah, and I've had there's another company that makes something similar where it's like a wafer, and it's a cheddar one. Yeah, the crisps.
Yeah,
and I love those, and it's very similar except it's a thicker one, and I feel having this versus those. The other ones are going to break down easier. These are thicker, almost like they cut up the cheese and threw it in the dehydrator. So you're not going to have to worry about it getting crumbled down to just powdered cheese.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, you can squeeze it. There's a lot of structure here. You're not going to crush this in your bag and end up with powder. So
I would throw some of these in maybe like a beef stew or something. I feel like it could be kind of good, or maybe chowder, but it's kind of weird on its own. I'm not into it.
I'm a cheese lover. I probably haven't been without cheese one day in my life for the past 28 years. I wouldn't consider myself a connoisseur. I just am a dairy whore. I'm not digging these. I don't. If someone had them and they were passing them out, I would eat them. But I'm not sure if I would buy. I'm not sure if I'd buy those. I'm not opposed to trying another flavor another time, but
I think another flavor would probably.
and I love Gouda.
They do
Gouda's
make
great.
a smaller pouch that has the cheese and then like almonds or like and pecans and stuff too as well. So you get kind of a nut and cheese mix.
We had some bacon jerky in there or something. Maybe it would, but I feel like you shouldn't have to mix. You shouldn't have to cut it with something else to make it good enough to eat. I gotta go with Aaron. I'm not buying any.
I have a friend that I think they sell this same style at Costco, but it's just the Parmesan. And I think because Parmesan's kind of a harder cheese already, it seems a little bit more natural to have it in that. And I know
that's the crisp.
He'll eat it.
But here's the thing: I don't care if my cheese is hard, or I don't care if it's liquid. I'm still gonna eat the cheese, right? In a squeeze tube or anything, I'm just gonna eat the cheese.
Yeah, we've literally had Otter Pop nacho cheese. So
yes, we have. So, I would eat it again. I think I would go for probably a cheddar though. I think the taste would be a little more palatable as a snack.
Yeah.
Versus, like I'll get like the beef sticks and cheddar, and if I went to like the meat market that we stop at before we go snow camping, grab some pepperoni sticks, and then have that to pair up with it as like that snack thing. I'm eating meat and cheese. I think that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you told me that stuff was Parmesan and didn't tell me it was Gouda, I think it tastes pretty much the same as Parm.
Do you think we could do some overland thing where we got box wine and a bunch of this moon cheese, and then did like some kind of horrible wide
I hope so.
cheese thing?
Count me
We'd
in.
all get sick, but like it'd be really overland, right?
Only if you put it in your Camelback.
I mean,
Just take the bag out of the box wine and slip it right into your Camelback and hook it up to the straw.
I like to do carbonated wines that way because then when you take the first drink, it forces, it shoots like a gallon.
It's like
of
being
wine.
waterboarded.
Yeah.
Moon cheese and White Claw in the evening.
I don't know
a moonlit walk with
how much backpack camping you guys do. I do a little bit more maybe. And one of the things we do when we want red wine is we just buy the box wine, maybe black box or whatever, and then that gives you a really durable bag because it comes in a really durable container bag, and you can usually throw that in your backpack. You don't have any weight because of the bottles. It's usually about 4 bottles for one of those bags, so it can be perfect for 3-4 people over the course of a weekend. And it's easy pour, it seals up, it's pretty airtight, watertight. You can leave it in the rain.
Oh, I got
so we're talking lightweight
cheese tasting.
I prefer whiskey, so
there you go.
Boxed whiskey.
Box whiskey.
Yeah, that sounds like Ben's brand, box whiskey.
Yeah. Along with
stab a straw in the end.
That
Just
sounds like something you get after you drink too much whiskey.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go for a hike and come right back and have lunch.
Here we are for lunch, and we are starting with a 90s and earlier kid specialty with some school pizza.
hang on. Before we do that, we're being handcuffed to the chair if we don't drink our poison.
The palate cleanser. Go ahead.
The palate cleanser.
Oh,
So
gotta smell it first.
it's purple.
It looks like purple Kool-Aid maybe.
Grape. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
I'm sure it's grape.
It's got to be great.
And it smells like
This one. So this one's named Unicorn Yak.
Unicorn yak.
Yeah, raspberry orange cream is what it.
Actually, that smells delightful. I'm sure it's going to be really
kind of
sugary
like a
and syrupy.
candy. Cotton
yeah,
candy
I would
syrup?
say cotton candy
Or snow cone syrup.
I was gonna say yes. It's snow cone or popsicle. It feels like you poured popsicle juice into a cup and gave it to
You
me.
have melted.
Not bad.
It's a melted Otter Pop.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a carbonated squeeze it.
There you go. Yeah, I would. I'll drink this again. Thanks, Coy. Salute.
I think kids would drink this too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, my kids would murder it with extreme aggression.
I didn't have to yak after that one.
Vodka would probably make that better.
That was a hell of a hike we did, guys. I just got to say, I'm really was impressed there. And the way you went up that hill, I couldn't believe it.
Well,
You know,
that's why we ate biscuits and gravy. It gave me the energy that we needed.
that's right. That's right.
And I chose not to go on that hike. I sat here the entire time.
Well, somebody had to stay back at camp and slave over the boiling water.
Yep. And I started with elementary school pepperoni pizza because that's what the package looks like.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the little rectangles.
Oh, totally.
Should have grabbed that. If anybody can get up and grab that and we can show it off.
The package?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can grab it.
Coy's
Okay.
got her.
Yeah.
Don't
it's
trip on.
Interesting how this is cooked. It actually comes in 2 separate sealed packages inside of the main package, and you pour in a half cup of boiling water, and that actually activates the cooking mechanism. And
Here,
there's
I'll
a
bring
hole
this
in the package even that says careful hot steam, and you sit there and all this hot steam starts to pour out, and I guess it cooks the pizza in these little pouches inside of one big pouch. So
Similar to an MRE, the MRE heater. So
yeah, it's very much like an MRE. And
A little doughy.
It-
Yeah.
It's horrible in so many ways, yet I love it.
yeah,
It's like chewing on dough, though. Really,
it's
not-
very doughy.
Mhm.
I've had these before, and I like them. So it's like, yeah.
I
I'll eat
think
it.
this is
And
for the pizza enthusiast who wants to have pizza in the outdoors. But
No,
why, my question is, why wouldn't you just bring cold pizza?
I think if you're actually a pizza enthusiast, this is not going to be your
Yeah.
jam. You know,
If
Fair
you
point, fair
like
point.
pizza bagels, this is for you.
Yeah.
or if you just
Strong
like
pizza bagel vibe.
experimenting with cool stuff. Like this comes with 2 pretty good sized pieces. I would make a sandwich out of this. Why use bread when you can use
Oh,
2
man.
slices of pizza?
So we don't need to open this one, but I'm going to open it anyways because I want people to see what it looks like. So this was one of the 2 pouches that was in the bag
And it looks
with
like
the
a-
heater in the water. So
looks
the
like a tin foil sealed Pop Tart.
yes, it does look like a Pop-Tart. So the water does not go into this pouch at all. This is completely sealed away from the water. But here we go. I'm going to peel out the pizza for the camera to see. And there you go. It's actually pretty much the size of a Pop-Tart.
Yep.
So does anybody want some more of this? Should I tear it up and pass it down, or are we going to just move on to, I'm just going to save this. How about we save this in case somebody really hates the other
You
stuff?
can
And
try it cold later.
yeah,
It's got a, cold pizza is its own thing.
that's a good point.
That is a cool thing.
I'm going to set this aside then.
Yeah, the cheese on top is really, it's firm and dry.
Yeah.
The bread is, it's mushy.
It should be awful.
It
Everything
is
about
awful.
it when you
Oh, yeah.
describe
It
it
is-
is like disgusting,
it's-
but then you eat it and you're like, yeah, pizza.
That's
it's more
what it is. It
psychological.
plays
tri-
on
It triggers the brain's memory of
Yeah.
pizza, and it's like, yep, this is what I remember of pizza.
It's definitely spicy. It's got some
It's- yeah, Got
zest
a little
to it.
backbite on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd eat it. I've bought them before, and we take them camping with us for the kids because they like them because it's like a pizza bagel. It's
Yeah.
So, do you have the package? I'm curious to see the ingredients list on this
I
one.
agree.
I don't
on
think
on
you
the
are.
scale that would
I
hit
don't
I
think
you.
wonder
you are.
how many chemicals are
I
in
don't-
this one.
Yeah.
But Peak has a whole line of their foods that are like that, right? Or, no, that's not Peak. That's
No, it's
This is-
Oatmeal's.
Yeah, this
So,
is
But
Yeah.
we can
So-
all agree this one's child friendly. Your kids are all going to eat this.
Yeah.
Right?
So I guess that's one thing I did want to bring up is that this one is not dehydrated. It's not freeze dried. It's just a prepared food that it's
With
like an MRE. It is a
preservatives up
meal
in
that's
your-
ready to eat.
one of the main ingredients is conditioners. I just think we should throw that out there.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, if you're a hippie, you're not gonna
I-
like it.
I like a little plastic in my food. I'm all right.
It's
says-
microplastics.
I
How
can't
bad
even
could it
read
be?
half of
It
these.
says packed with ingredients.
It is packed with ingredients. That is for sure.
Mozzarella cheese product.
Can you, Brent? Can you reach that yellow package? And did I put a serving spoon down there too somewhere?
No.
Hmm. So here's our next one, and I'm really surprised by the texture of this one. This is Southwestern style masa with beef. The brand of this is Alpine Air. I don't see this one very often. I've seen it at REI in the past, although I haven't been to REI in
Look at that
10
gorgeous
years.
hand model.
but this one feels very fluid for what I expected it to be. Thank you, Coy, for dishing us up here.
You know, the funny thing is we've had some very stagnant air lately, and now today it decides to have some wind. So, sorry if you're hearing any wind through our mics.
Or wind through our chairs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This is almost like a stew. I kind of expected from the title for it to not be stew-like. I thought it would be almost like a...
Yeah, it has a kind of a ricey. I see rice. I see some bits of corn. It's kind of like a lentil-looking dish.
What do they call those? What do they call those things that they wrap up in the corn husks?
What's the name on this one?
Tamales. I expect this to be like a tamale.
Northwest style.
It is. It says Southwestern style masa with beef.
I don't want to be.
What is masa?
I don't want to say this is
Corn?
wrong here, but this is not going to look much different coming out the other end either.
No. No.
Presentation, not its
No.
strong
But
point.
I mean, but
Corn, rice, you're going to see that again.
There's corn in it.
Looking at it, I could throw this on a burrito.
Yeah, it has a very chilly kind of, look and kind of a texture. It almost looks like it's got cornmeal in it.
well, I think that's the masa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a granular looking.
Spicy. I like the spice.
Well, I'm pleasantly surprised with the taste. The visual appearance isn't there. The texture's off.
It's pretty spicy. I mean, I guess Southwestern style you should kind of expect. But
Yeah.
It's got a little zip to it.
Is
The
there
meat, the
any
chunks
meat
of
in
meat
here?
are salty and
Yes,
a little
it
weird.
said
Yeah,
beef. It said beef, so I'm assuming there's
I
beef.
just got a piece of that, and I was wondering
It's a
if that
little
was
beef
meat or
jerky
not.
kind of funky.
It's a little tough,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure if you let it sit in the bag longer, it might help.
Well,
Yeah, the rice is a little al dente or something,
it's actually been in the bag longer than it said. It said 10 to 12 minutes. And it's been about 15. Man, that's got some. See, I'm a white boy, and heat in food is something that I'm not used to.
That spice is about where
It's
I like
called
it.
flavor. It's called
Yeah,
flavor.
it's
called
not
flavor.
It's not overwhelmingly hot. It's
No.
got just enough zip to where it's like, okay.
Well, I'm sweating down here, and I'm in the shade.
If you're like Aaron, where some ketchups are spicy, then you gotta watch it. But for us other people,
Yeah, if you put hot sauce on your food ever, this is going to be subtle for you.
yeah, if you've
For
had
me,
an
this has a
ounce
weird
of culture,
has a weird off taste to it. I don't know.
I'm not sure what just happened there, but I had to pick something out of my mouth that I'm not sure if that was a bone
it's a fingertip.
or if it's like crispy tortilla that is just so rock hard. But
I mean, this is like a Wendy's chili. Like, it's not really what you think it is, but it's a thing. That,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I hesitate to call it chili though, because it's
Yeah.
someone might buy it thinking, "Oh, I'm going to have a nice chili." I wouldn't. If I was looking for chili, I'm not sure I'd love this.
No, I mean, I'm not saying it's an actual chili. It's one of those products that that it's not. I can't really put this against anything I've ever ate before. It's just kind of a goulash.
It's very
type.
unique. Yeah.
It needs some like cheese or sour cream or something with
Honestly,
it.
if they
But
put
that
some
said,
sour
I
cream-
finished mine, and
if you put some spiral noodles in it, I feel like it'd bring it up like 100%.
Yeah.
Some noodles or some
Some
lasagna or something.
Yeah.
Flat noodles.
I'm agreeing with Ben though. I would put this in a tortilla, throw some cheese on it, and chow it down.
Yeah.
It's almost like
I want to scoop it up with corn chips. Just use
it's
it.
almost
there
like
you go.
spicy
Corn
sloppy
yeah,
joes.
could be a
Yep.
good dip.
corn chips. I do agree. Like something like it needs something like sour cream.
Mm.
But
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
this
if
could
you're
be like a
hiking, you're
chips
not
and
going to
dip
be
item.
carrying
Mhm.
sour cream with you.
If
Some
I had a
sliced
bag of
avocado on
corn
it or
chips and made
something,
this,
or-
it would be
You know.
delicious. I would. The meat's a little funky, but my
Yeah.
kids aren't eating this.
No,
Yeah, I
No,
don't.
they're all
think-
going to be like, too spicy. Bleh.
Yeah,
there's a corn in it.
eat around the corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is one for the kids, but I think most adults would probably like it. If you like any sort of lentils, if you go to Whole Foods and you get the soups or the lentil dishes in there, you'll probably really like this one. I would say.
Yeah.
The flavor's good.
It's
The
odd, and I
aftertaste
can't
is
really
good.
compare it to anything, but wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of adults, this next one is definitely above my
Your child palate.
above my child palate. Thank you, Ben.
It's not in your yummy phase.
No, this one is what brand is this?
It's Wild Zora.
Thank you. I ripped it. Oh, It says it right here, Wild Zora. It says paleo meals to go, Wild Zora, made with 100% grass-fed beef. So this one is grass-fed beef with organic carrots, kale, broccoli, and mushrooms. It's called Mountain Beef Stew. And I'm a little worried.
So we're going
'cause-
from chemical storm to completely fresh.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
Aaron,
not much of a mushroom eater.
I'm curious, Aaron. Does the audience know, how Brent's related to all of these foods here? Have you
Actually, no, we haven't really talked about that.
done introductions at all about that?
Go easy on me, bro. Go easy on me. It's supposed to be.
For
So-
those of you who don't know,
It's more like
Aaron,
quinoa.
Aaron is very not into mushrooms, or there's like a
or
handful.
pot or alcohol.
Thank you.
Yeah, but there isn't there some other foods that you're like, no, I won't eat it.
Dairy Queen ice cream.
Well, I love Dairy Queen ice cream. Dairy Queen ice cream doesn't love me.
So this one
Here, just leave that over here so we can hold it.
definitely smells.
Carrot.
Smells good. It looks like the stuff you would put inside of like a spring roll or
Yeah, I
an
was
egg
gonna say
roll.
an egg roll.
And then, so it's kind of like, looks like some chopped vegetables, kind of whole chunks, some meat bits. It looks like beef, I would assume.
Here, for everyone out there in TV land.
Yeah.
It really does kind of taste like spring roll filling too.
Does it? I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I think if you put some crunchy toppings on this, kind of did a deconstructed spring roll. Yeah.
Well,
I
then
agree.
it's missing the best part.
I
the
want to
spring
point
roll.
out though,
Little
grass.
soy sauce.
There's this thing with grass-fed beef right now. It's just like a nice way to say I don't feed my cows.
I'm a cheapskate.
Yeah, like if you had a dog, you're like, oh, he's a wild meat-fed dog. It's like, no, you let him catch his own food. You don't feed him. Like,
Well, yeah, and it's funny. I've seen lots of grass fed, but are they grass finished?
well, and are you picking a bunch of grass and throwing it, or are they just eating dead grass out of your field? Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I still haven't put any in my mouth yet. This is going to be a tough one.
It doesn't, it's about a 2 on the appealing, attractive scale. for
Yeah,
you.
this.
A lot of green, a lot of orange, bits.
I'm not afraid to eat green and orange, but
You don't taste the mushroom.
No,
I hope so.
it's really good, actually.
Mhm.
I like it a lot. I'm not sure that I would.
I don't
Like-
think my kids would eat it.
Oh man,
I'm not
that's
sure I would
terrible.
choose this. Oh, if I'm camping or backpacking, I would choose this over other things. But if someone served this to me, I'd have no problem eating it. It's-
So
Yeah.
If you were needing to be gluten free,
yeah,
though,
if you were
this is the
paleo
way to
keto
go.
diet.
oh yeah,
It tastes like
gluten-free.
dirt, you guys. Are you kidding me?
very earthy,
Yeah, earthy.
earthy. But
Yeah.
If you spill some, you can just eat it off the ground. You won't know the difference.
You wouldn't. I mean, it looks like it was just scooped up off the ground. So, didn't you just have your lawn guys out, Bryce? I think they left their bag of lawn clippings out.
but I feel like you could eat this
No,
and
I
then
can't.
go hike or do like a peak, like bag a summit or somewhere.
Here's how I feel about this. If you were doing these in more of a multi-course meal where you had 4 guys and you made 4 different ones and each got a portion, this is your greens. Like, you'll make a nice poop.
Yeah.
Later, you know.
Yeah, it's the green bean casserole.
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
you know,
I'm
It's
definitely-
not
Thanksgiving dinner, yeah.
supposed to be the best, but you got to eat some vegetables.
Yeah.
This will help release the MRE.
Yeah.
You might be disappointed if this was the only thing you ate for dinner
Yeah.
that night. I
Yeah.
kind of agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the hallmark of food.
You
Yeah.
just want that kind of hearty. No.
Well,
But-
on that note, I think I'm going to go down to the river and do some chumming, and then float the river. If you guys want to join me out on
Yeah,
the river,
let's do it.
it's a nice sunny day.
I think it's in the 90s right
I'm
now.
fat and I'm in the sun now, so
You got
That
count
looked
me
like
in.
that river might have some crawdads in it. Maybe we should be doing that.
Say what you want about Arkansas. The country's great here.
yeah,
Love
I-
it out here.
yeah. I mean, it was quite the trip to get out here.
Yeah.
So
Jogging and all.
yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you for dinner.
Guys, after a swim like that, are you ready for some dinner?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I bet.
Famished.
Yeah, first, I think, though, you're thirsty too, right? So I got some soda.
Well, you're 1 for 2.
Oh, no.
I'm so thirsty
Send us-
right now.
So this
Yeah.
was out to Aaron.
Tell you how thirsty I am.
Brent.
That-
Nothing like a good swim to really get that
To get the thirst going.
get you work up a thirst, Bryce.
Oh, this is
Hold on. Are we back to the enchilada? No.
watermelon
Hey, yeah,
peach.
it does-
What do we
It's
got
an
here?
attractive color. It's like a pink rosé.
Why does mine have something floating in it?
That's spice.
I thought we were all spitting in one thing when we prepared it. That's how we started, right?
Were you chewing tobacco when you spit?
Maybe.
Bottoms up.
So this one is peanut butter and jelly soda.
Oh wow, it is.
I see. I had
It
like
tastes like wet-
Jolly Rancher when I first.
Mine tastes like wet cardboard.
Yeah, I
My-
get the cardboard taste.
Mine tastes like the Crustables box.
The box, not the Crustables.
No, not the Crustables.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
this
Is that
does
flavor?
taste like the cardboard that you would make your sandwich on.
You know, not as bad as the enchilada soda.
No.
I would
Not as
drink
good
this
as the
one.
unicorn yak.
I would, yeah.
Like fruity pebbles.
Peanut
Boy,
butter
that's
and
it's
jelly
as a
soda.
dirty finish.
You know those little
This is
those-
probably what Fruity Pebbles tasted like when it was just in a cardboard box without
You know
the
those,
plastic.
those
Without the liner.
peach, those peach gummy ring things.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Peachios.
Peachios.
Yeah.
This tastes like a liquid Peachio. If that was Peachio soda, I would believe it.
Okay.
Well, now that you've all enjoyed my highly refined Euro soda here,
Oh,
you having
Yeah.
problems?
yeah. I'm trying to get it down.
You gotta do it like a shot.
It
of-
just doesn't taste like
chip it-
peanut butter and
just-
jelly to
Just
me.
act like it's some Monarch whiskey that you just gotta muscle past. So our next one here, we got elk ragu pasta. This is the Chad Mendez signature meal.
So
I screwed up. I forgot to get the kale off of my spoon
No.
before I.
Not a hint of green on something Aaron could eat.
so I saw this. I think it was Brent posted a picture
Yeah.
on Frontier Overland of it, and I was like, elk. Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, these are specialty. They only do them one time a year, and when they're sold out, they're sold out, and they sold out in like less than a week.
Ground.
I
So it
managed to
says
get 6 of those.
ground elk and tomato sauce with noodles and what?
And vegetables.
And vegetables.
And when you purchase this peak meal, a portion of the proceeds will be donated to the wildlife conservation. Thank you for your support.
So my first bite is it brings me back to the Olive Garden. Not the classiest of foods.
Yeah.
Sorry for those who think that that's like some high scale food, but
That's one of them fancy places for dinner.
but
right?
as far as backpacking meals goes, this is so far the best thing that we've
Yeah.
eaten today.
Yes, very good taste.
There's the timer. The timer means that the other food is ready.
You know,
Glad I
I
said
do
that.
like this, but there are certain of us that got to remember this tastes like heartburn to me. Like, it tastes good, but I
Yeah.
just know that I'm going to be late in my
The red
sleep of, like,
sauce.
wondering if I have
And
tongue.
it's wildlife conservation, well, except for the elk.
No, that's still conservation. You've got to keep the population even.
For the also for the people who don't believe me, I don't know if you can see that in the camera. It's pretty far away. I'm not going to get up, but there is a large chunk of carrot in here.
I had
Yeah.
a large chunk of carrot in mine.
Well, I'm saying
really-
it because I don't want people to think I don't eat my vegetables.
It's
all-
mostly pasta. I mean, there's a couple small
Mhm.
bits of meat in here, but I haven't had any major chunk of meat at all.
No,
It's like a
good
meat
blend.
sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's more
it's a
of-
meat
Elk
sauce.
ragu sauce.
Yeah.
Of all the ones we've had, though, if you were pouring these in pots that I wouldn't know, this one tastes like the most like you made it from ingredients of all
Yeah.
of them. to
Yeah.
me
There you
No.
go.
we've
Yeah.
had today.
Mhm.
Or it was something like out of a can, like a spaghetti, not a spaghetti, like a beef stew in a can almost.
You know, you boiled some noodles and you got some meat
Yeah.
sauce in a can.
Yeah.
Like it tastes like somebody kind of made this on a stove.
Yeah, I would have to ask myself why I wouldn't just, if you were car camping, at least have a jar of ragu or some sort of tomato sauce. Throw that in with some boiled pasta.
So
I think you'd be light years ahead of this, but
we
I don't
I-
know.
Bryce reminded me while we were down at the creek swimming that I didn't introduce everybody. So the guy in the middle who was just talking, that's Bryce. Halfway
Yes.
through the show, we're introducing Bryce. Bryce is not an overlander in the sense of overlanding. Bryce has probably been car camping his whole life. Bryce has probably been backpacking his whole life,
Yes.
but he's not an overlander. He just bought his first overlanding Tacoma, which you can kind of see in one of the screens back there.
Yep.
It's got the topper, the Prinsu
It's
rack.
got Pelican
Yeah,
cases.
I
on
bought it
top,
that
and you
way.
guys
I don't
trying to
get any-
convince me he's not an overlander.
BFG KO2s on it. It's the instant overlander starter kit.
Yes.
So
one thing that you don't know yet because you're just an infant in the overlanding world
Okay, all right.
is that it is all about clout and having something that says elk ragu. It's not just like red sauce pasta with meat. It's elk ragu.
yeah,
That is overland clout to the
it
nines.
also infers that you prefer elk over beef, which would lead one to believe that you kill your own elk often, at least once a year. You try, you know. So yeah, there's a certain, well, I mean, I gotta have my elk ragu pasta, you know.
Yeah.
You guys
So-
over there with your sloppy joes made of, is that grass-fed beef or just store-bought?
Yeah, I
Definitely
mean-
got antibiotics.
I mean that's the scottle of overlanding
Yeah,
food.
it is.
Food right there.
It is. Oh, you peasant with your mountain house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go boil water and something that costs $300 and then add that to this ragu here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. That's how we roll.
So when you were starting to say when you could just put ingredients together if you're car camping.
Yeah.
Well, yes, if you're car camping, but if you're overlanding, no.
I see.
You just don't do that when you're overlanding.
Yeah,
Good to know.
that's what peasants do. Other people do that for us and then
I like how he
freeze dry
points
it.
at me as he says peasants.
We all did.
You're the only one here with a rubber, paint on their truck.
Oh, rubber paint. That's because he wets
What was
the
the
bed.
color again?
We can't say that on air, but it rhymes with baby and
It just say baby poop yellow.
baby poop.
They'll
yellow.
get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember what our next one is. That one,
Alright.
yeah. I don't remember what
Beef
It is a
flavor.
stroganoff.
Stroganoff. Oh, okay.
Beef
Stroganoff. Yeah.
with noodles. I
And
don't,
it's the Mountain House Adventure Pack.
Pro
yeah,
pack.
Pro
It doesn't. Does it have a serving size on here? I don't actually see a
I
serving
think
size.
serving
Usually
size is.
two.
Is it?
I
Yeah,
believe
it's
those
No,
are
it's
two.
One
it's
package.
one. So the pro packs, I believe, are made for
Oh, they are.
serious backpackers. They've got more
Pros.
protein in them.
Got it.
They want you to just eat the entire thing.
Mountain House Pro Packs are made to the exacting standards of the U.S. Armed Forces for long-range cold weather patrols. I guess
There you
that's-
go.
So they're
Okay.
saying
For
that
pros.
MREs are not good enough.
I think maybe for those who want to change from an MRE.
Well, this would be for the Air Force people,
Oh, okay.
not for the regular military folks.
Well, the regular MREs are like what, 4,000 calories?
Yeah, it's one
Something
meal
like
Well,
per
but
day, pretty much.
It's supposed to be for the whole day, isn't it? It's not like you eat.
Uh,
How are you eat? Are you eating
One a
three?
day.
Are you eating three of them a day?
I think it's just one. I don't know how you could carry that many. They're
Yeah.
not the lightest thing.
I mean, I can eat one in a sitting,
thank you.
but I think it's supposed to be a day's worth of calories in an actual MRE.
and you just split it up through the day.
Yeah.
You
So,
can have a Skittle now, Skittle later.
The stroganoff we have here is was a request by Coy. So Coy requested stroganoff. This is his all-time favorite, if I remember.
I haven't had the Pro Pack version, but of all the Mountain House ones, the Stroganoff has always been my favorite. Actually, I have the multi packs at home that have all been robbed of the Stroganoff at this point.
Well, Coy, I don't want to make you feel bad, but that's exactly what my nieces said too. They're
Whoa.
12 and 14, and they love the stroganoff. So
Uh-oh. Danger.
stroganoff's-
Danger. I just found mushrooms in here. Is there mushrooms in the regular stroganoff?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Good thing I eat it out of the bag and don't realize it. I'm not usually putting food in a bowl when I'm camping. I that's what these long spoons and
The
forks
noodles
are
are
for.
weird. The meat balls things are odd,
yeah,
but it's my favorite one. I don't know. It's a
Hmm.
sauce maybe.
it's a very beige mixture, but the noodles have a very thin sauce on them, and then you can see the meatballs and kind of a ribbon noodle on there.
It has the
Not bad.
stroganoff flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
no,
reminds me of mom's home cooking.
The stroganoff and the peak refuel is my number one seller. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I had somebody come by and buy like 20 of them at an event,
Wow.
clean me out.
it's good. I don't think the sausage is all that appealing. I think anyone who doesn't eat pork is obviously gonna not be able to enjoy this one.
I don't even think it tastes like sausage. It tastes like a meat byproduct with
It's
a fine sawdust added to it.
it-
But I still like
Textured
it.
vegetable protein.
Isn't it beef? You guys said
Scientifically
pork.
processed. Yeah,
beef. Yeah, it's
it
beef.
is
Is it
beef.
pure beef?
It's little beef balls.
I just figured they used pork to combine it or something. But
Well, I'm happy that the noodles are cooked all the way. They're definitely al dente. The beef balls, though, are
Rubbery.
rubbery and underdone.
I think
So-
this would be a top contender if you were, been hiking all day. You just want something kind of, it's going to give you a lot of those calories back and make you feel like you're ready to go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
this
that's-
is definitely one that I've been in the snow or several times I've been like, it's raining and we've been wheeling and dinking around, overlanding, air quotes, all day. We're playing around and you kind of stop and you heat one of these up and you're sitting there all wet and miserable, but having fun. And this has just hit the spot for me multiple times. This particular one, so-
Definitely is one of those ones that'll easily hit the spot. Same with the Peak. So far, those two are my top two.
This one's at
Yeah,
least for my kids. My kids love this one.
Yeah.
You said your niece and nephew did, so
Yeah.
kid friendly as well.
That feels like it would fill you up fast and
Yeah.
and stick with you through the night.
Well, speaking of kid friendly, good old macaroni and cheese. This is Backpacker's Pantry. This is 3 cheese, mac and cheese, elbow pasta, cheddar cheese, Romano cheese, and Parmesan cheese.
All right, so I'm going to be hard on this one because they've got the Kraft macaroni and cheese that all you need to do is put in the boiling water.
Yeah.
Oh, like the single serving cups.
Yep.
Yeah.
It doesn't work very well.
It does. You're correct. You don't. When you do that, you get soup, and I found that out the hard way because I brought them camping one time.
Oh,
I
you
have
know what?
too.
You're right.
They are
You're right.
they're for microwaving.
Yeah.
Yep, they are soup. So okay, I won't be as hard then.
I hope everybody's enjoying Koi's backside. Okay, that looks all right.
Dinner
This-
and a show.
This this looks better than when I was stirring it for the first and second times. The cheese wasn't really doing anything. It was basically just water, some floating cheese powder, and noodles. But it is definitely set up. What I would-
Definitely visually appealing.
Yeah, it's not as cheesy as you might expect, like a normal mac and cheese, but it's got the macaroni noodles and cheese.
It's got the cheese.
The noodles taste a little overcooked,
Yeah.
but
That might just be from. I mean, how long have we had it sitting? Could it be that we?
It could be that it sat too long.
Yeah, I'm
Although
just
I
wondering.
saved that one for last because it took the longest.
mhm.
I just don't want to. Sometimes these can. You don't follow the time. You
Yeah.
can get it a little off. So.
It's probably sat 5 minutes longer than it was supposed to sit.
The noodles are kind of disintegrating, but
it's not terrible.
I've never had one that I let sit too long and did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably just how these
Mhm.
noodles are.
Well, it's a lot better than the National Geographic one I had, where I literally just I spit it back into the bag and then closed the bag and threw it in the trash.
Wow.
No, this is good. I would say that if I was camping with this and I had hiked in, a lot of times I'll bring in a block of cheese, like either a sharp cheddar or some sort of cheese. And while I'm cooking it, I'll actually cut some chunks and throw
So
it in.
interesting fact
And-
here.
Yeah.
Underneath the directions, there's something you guys didn't read that says rehydration time doubles every 5,000 feet of elevation gain. Our directions are set for 5,000 feet. So we did everything. I'm guessing we're 300 feet here?
Yeah.
250?
Yeah.
So we basically doubled our time. So that might be on us.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. That could
Interesting.
explain why the noodles are. But
Yeah.
some of these other noodle dishes don't have the same issue.
When I backpack,
No.
though, I don't like to go 5,000 feet. I like to sit in my recliner at home
Mm.
or in a camp chair around camp. So,
The noodles,
so
noodles are really soft, but that actually is good. I
Flavor
like
wise, yeah, it's on point for sure.
I want more flavor. It's too bland for
yeah,
me.
it's a little bland and it needs something texturally to it because like the noodles are so soft.
Yeah.
You can cut up a hot dog if you want to get fancy.
A little ham.
Oh yeah, toss a hot, or even like one of those little bags of tuna.
So if I were going to make
Little
this
tuna mac.
again, when I added the boiling water, I'd drop 2 slices of American cheese in there.
there you go.
Ah,
Well, if you wanted more texture too, maybe you could add those little Parmesan bites or whatever they were.
Oh yeah,
that,
the
you
moon
know,
cheese.
The
yeah.
moon cheese crumbles in there might give it a nice little
That'd be interesting.
crunch.
This has got to be clearly the most kid friendly one.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, for
that-
sure.
oh yeah, no, I mean between being able to toss in hot chili or
Oh man, can
we
you
do-
imagine doing a chili mac,
chili mac with the
And
kids,
a
hot
macaroni and
dogs.
cheese, and just cooking them both and then putting them together and mixing it up?
Yeah.
So I've had the Mountain House. They make a chili mac.
Yeah.
I've camped with other people that had those for dinner, And even outdoors, that'll burn your eyes.
Oh.
So I don't recommend doing a
But
chili mac
that's
situation, especially in
that's one you
enclosed
can
spaces.
literally just bring a can of chili, and if you do this when it's hot enough and you throw the chili in there, it's gonna mix well.
Yeah.
I was just did a 3-day backpacking trip out on the coast of Washington, and I didn't personally bring a chili mac.
Did you go to Lake Ozette?
It was south of Lake Ozette, about 9 miles.
That seems to be your go-to place
yeah,
up
it's
there.
kind of a place we've been a lot. But they brought my brother and his nieces, or his daughters, my nieces. They brought chili mac and had it one time, and I smelled it. I didn't actually taste it at the time. I had my own mountain house. I was eating the teriyaki chicken, which is one of my favorites.
Aaron's absolute.
And I wasn't impressed with
Not.
the smell of it. But that's just my, I haven't actually tried it, so maybe that's one I'll have to put on my list.
Well,
But
and sometimes
the
with
girls
food-
loved it.
And sometimes with food, the smell is not the taste you get.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, what is that? That jackfruit, I think it is, smells like a dead body or something like that.
Well, it had a lot.
And it tastes amazing.
It had a similar red sauce kind of to this elk ragu, I
Mhm.
feel like, and so maybe just kind of more an oily, redder, kind of.
I've had good luck.
heartburn.
I've had good luck with the Mountain House chili mac.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I mean, it's not their best one, but it's definitely not the worst. So it's a medium one for me.
Yeah.
Chili mac it's a great way to light your tent on fire in the middle of the night, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this it for entrees as far as?
That's it.
That's
Sorry,
the-
guys, we're out of food for dinner.
That's
But if you guys stick around, we're gonna go play some,
Here, I've got some dinner right here.
horseshoes and hand grenades. And after that, whoever wins is gonna get to come back and have dessert. Whoever loses, well, they're in a body bag. They won't be enjoying dessert.
I just have a curiosity question. Do you guys have, of all the ones we've tried, some pretty exotic mountain houses, does anyone have their favorite? I know that mine personally that I usually go to is the teriyaki chicken. Is there, between all these different types of food we have, do you guys have a favorite?
I would say, without including any of these new ones that I haven't tried, one of my favorite ones from the past, and I find it really hard to find, is there's a chicken breast with mashed potatoes, and it's a Mountain House one, and it's a legit chicken breast and it's mashed potatoes. But I rarely find that one anywhere.
I've had really good luck. The Backpackers Pantry, I think it's the other line they have of those, or at least when I bought it was a different color, and it was a pad thai, and it was really tasty. And what I really loved about it is it had all the ingredients broken into separate little packs that you could add in. So, like, I don't like peanuts with my pad thai, or I don't like peanut sauce. I like the sauce, but I don't like the hard nut pieces in there. So I could literally just set that aside, and I've got the good food.
Yeah, Good to Go has a pad thai over here on the truck, and that's the way it is. They can separate the peanuts
separate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think kind of already mentioned. If we're just talking mostly Mountain House, since that's the brand that seems like kind of the main one, Stroganoff's pretty much my favorite. The biscuits and gravy is probably a breakfast one, hard for me to beat. They do a hash brown. I think it's
the Southwestern hash brown's really good with burritos.
There's a hash brown, gravy, and egg, I think, scramble one, which is just a sloppy texture mess, but somehow it's kind of like this gravy. It kind of hits the spot, but it's weird texture wise.
I had a chorizo breakfast one, and it was kind of like a mix of chorizo and eggs. I think the egg dish is I hear a lot of complaints from people. They talk about they don't like the eggs. I think the key with those is really to what we do is we put the water in, we let it sit, we stir it really well, obviously, let it sit, and then you drain the water and then let it sit about another 5 minutes, and that tends to soak up all the moisture, so you don't get the kind of soggy egg issue that a lot of people do. I personally usually will bring a tortilla, and so throw in a little bit of that egg, whether it's egg breakfast or the chorizo one was phenomenal with a little bit of cheese. It's just, I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah, I've had those, and it's you do the egg and a little bit of ketchup, the cheese if you want it on a burrito, and it's like boom, it's good to go.
Yeah,
I mean, granted that's bringing extra stuff, but it's not that bad.
Well, shall we go hit our horseshoes and hand grenades?
Let's do it.
Last one with the TBI's a rotten egg.
Absolutely,
sounds good.
The spirited game, guys.
It looks like Jeremy lost.
I wish we had like a quick someone could show up with a triangle bandage and their arms in a sling.
I have a bandana in my
You want to
pocket.
pass those down and we can be ready for them? Here they come. Go ahead.
What do we got here?
Well, it's a secret.
Ooh,
Oh.
it's kind
Did
of
you save the best for last?
a crazy color, guys.
Oh wow.
This looks like it would stain your carpet.
I think I used
This
to
does
dye
not look
eggs
like-
in
this
it.
kind of looks like
we're not
Tang.
that. Save all your jokes. Save all your jokes. We haven't gone live yet.
Okay.
All right, so we're back from horseshoes and hand grenades. No real losers in the game. Everybody came back. With all their
Jeremy
wins.
showed up though,
Well,
Jeremy showed up just for the game. Yes.
and he unfortunately cannot make this show. He is being airlifted to John Hopkins. I
yeah,
think.
Hopkins.
that was
Wow, that's a long airlift.
He was
I've
going
never-
to join us for an after dinner dessert, and sounds like he's joined us for an afterlife.
Yeah, but it's okay. He's gonna get some pudding at the hospital.
I've never seen a bone protrude out of the skin like that. That was- that was
I've never
crazy.
heard a man scream such a high pitched. I mean, I'm sure it was painful. but-
Skinny
Yeah.
Medic made his way down from North Carolina.
Kentucky.
That's what they're sending the doctor for, so you can make the change.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing we were close by in Arkansas, so that he could.
It was the crying that got me.
Yeah. Well, so Coy's got a palate cleanser for us here again. Have you? I don't know if you guys have ever had a bladder infection and they give you some sort of pills, and it dyes your urine. That's what this color looks like.
Have you ever
Clear
drank
Tang.
Have you ever
Clear
drank
Tang.
a case of Monster and then like walked into a honey bucket and looked down and just been like, man, I gotta stop living this kind of life.
I think the better analogy is the Easter egg
Yeah.
dipping.
Easter
It
egg
looks
dye.
like I colored
Yeah.
eggs with this.
Looks like you could dip an
Wow.
egg in
Well,
this
give
and
it
it
a
would
taste,
turn
tell
it
me
a
what you think.
bright yellow.
Oh, I hope I know what this is. This smells like circus peanuts.
Oh, this
This one
tastes-
actually reminded me of something Jeremy did right after the grenade incident. This is called pirate piss.
Pirate piss.
Yeah, that's the flavor here.
It
Candy-
smells like circus
candy corn
peanuts.
or candy corn or
Bananas.
something, yeah.
Bananas.
See, I was doing like a
Yeah.
banana cream moon
Mm.
pie.
so this would go
Yeah.
good with my banana whiskey.
If you don't like the bananas in the runs,
This is actually
this-
one of the
you
better
will not like
ones
this.
to me, strangely.
This is pretty good. I don't think this pirate had scurvy.
We're not going to talk about this pirate.
diabetes, maybe. But
Yes. That one's a win. I appreciate that you staggered terrible flavors, just okay sweet flavors back and forth.
Yeah,
So
well, I tried to. Yeah,
I'd drink that one again. I'd drink
You
pirate
must
piss any day.
really
out of 10
miss.
would drink from this
You
pirate
must
tap.
really miss
again.
having Andy around to do these blind drinks.
Yeah.
I do. He was the man.
I think I'm
Still
still
is,
going
I
for
mean.
the unicorn yak. That to me was the most, I don't know, soda like of all of them.
It was in ways the best, but I appreciated the pirate one here.
Yeah, I don't hate it. That's for sure.
So we're on to dessert
So,
here.
yeah, and the weird thing about camping meals or dehydrated meals and stuff like that is there's not a lot of desserts out there.
Hmm.
So this one's from Food for the Soul, which is out of Bend.
Soul, SOLE,
Yeah,
like the bottom of your shoe.
And what's it called?
this is cinnamon cherry crisp.
So this is not the oatmeal that we just ate, right?
Mm-mm.
I'm seeing, I see what looks like pumpkin seeds, some oatmeal, big chunks of, I'm guessing that's cherry.
Mhm.
So this actually has a really good
Flavor.
this is a really healthy looking one again. Maybe I shouldn't say healthy, but not processed. Cherries, gluten-free rolled oats, agave, almond flour, coconut oil, almonds, pumpkin seeds, puffed whole grain brown rice, crystallized ginger, cinnamon, salt, and arrowroot flour.
I can taste that ginger in here for sure.
So I got to say, this one
It's a lot of arrowroot.
visually,
I
no,
don't know what arrowroot
yeah.
tastes like.
I got an arrowroot for you. Go over here. I don't know what the visually, it's not super appealing. I didn't expect it, but this was really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
Really good.
I haven't-
Really tasty.
I haven't taken a bite yet, but it looks like
It's cherry cobbler. Straight
it
up.
looks like sliced beets. This is
Mhm.
so dark in color
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah, this is going to give you an alarm on the way out.
yeah, you're gonna think that you're bleeding internally if you eat too much of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely call my doctor. But yeah, this is just straight cherry cobbler. I was a little thrown off because as I dished this one up and I was kind of like, "Ooh, yeah." but man, really good.
Oh no, I was right there with you. I was looking at it, I'm like, are we, is it done all
Yeah.
the way?
It's missing something visually, but I think the flavor's there. I think that if it were me, I'd love a little bit more like granola or oatmeal or something in there. Kind of like, I feel like we've got a lot of the topping, but no crust. I don't know why my brain just feels that way.
Oh, no,
It needs way more topping /
yeah,
crust.
it needs
Yeah.
crust.
I feel like
That's
if it was me and I made this again, I would put a little less water in it than it calls for.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I'd also try and find some ice cream to dump it on while it was hot.
Yeah.
This would
And,
work good on a vanilla bean.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. This would be really good with ice cream.
Mhm.
I mean, if you were the type of guy that has an ice cream maker and a Jackery or some power source,
Mhm.
I
making
mean,
ice
top tier overlanders
Yeah,
that are
top
making ice
tier.
cream on the trail. This is
Yeah.
not amateur stuff.
No, this is not.
this is not drill in
You're
a
driving
blender
around-
making whipped
yeah.
cream.
You're showing up with your Earth Roamer and
No, you don't need an Earth Roamer.
No, you just
You're
need
showing
an
up in a
FJ
Toyota
Cruiser.
FJ Cruiser,
Yeah.
making ice cream on the trail
Somewhere in northern Nevada.
Yeah.
deep in Nevada.
Yeah.
Or you're just in the Cascade or the Coast Range and the Tillamook Creamery's 18 miles away. Whip in and get you a half gallon.
and then throw it in
While
your
you're overlanding.
ARB freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, that was tastier than it looked for sure.
Yeah.
That was a pleasant surprise. I mean,
Yeah.
that's my favorite one right now. That was really good.
So we've also got the classic. No, let's skip that one. Yeah. We've got the classic freeze dried ice cream sandwich. This is a mint chocolate chip. You may have to just take a piece and pass it down or something. Take a bite off of it. Apparently, the ice cream sandwich is stronger than koi.
I'm afraid it's going to explode when I break a piece off. There. Take it, Ben.
oh my gosh.
So
Those are not made to share.
Yeah, I guess I'm grabbing this. Wow, that
just do it. Just
okay.
do it.
Yeah, this one's the chocolate mint.
Yeah. I'm not a big mint chocolate guy.
I never am till I'm eating it. I'm like, man, why don't I get this one more often? Then I'm in
Really?
the store and I look at it, I'm like,
Silly.
ugh.
God damn.
Good luck. Yes. Success. Clearly, you are stronger than koi.
It was the cherry crisp that gave me the extra energy.
Gave you the
He
boost.
probably does something that works out his grip strength a lot.
It is unusual. I mean, it kind of has that, like, I'm chewing styrofoam, but it tastes like mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Yeah.
But for the weight, when you feel it in the package, it feels like nothing. And at the end of a day of hiking, this would give you that, like, I wanted something sweet, savory, kind of desserty feeling.
And if for some
That's
reason
not
it
bad.
got broken up and powdered, it like melts in your mouth. Tastes
Yeah.
good.
It's
So-
got like a cotton candy vibe, the way it melts in your mouth.
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
this is really good. I'm actually shocked. I didn't even want to do this one, but I threw it in anyways. All the freeze dried ones I've ever had were the Napoleon, which I love Napoleon. Neapolitan.
Mhm.
Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry ice cream sandwiches, and they're just trash. But I don't know why this one's different. Maybe because the mint
The mint
is an actual real mint flavor, and
Yeah.
it continues on after being freeze dried.
The mint, and you don't have to worry about flavors mixing because it's just those two flavors.
Yeah,
the
mint and
chocolate and the
chocolate.
mint.
Yeah,
I feel like this is one of the many reasons why terrorists hate us. Like, and it's so disgustingly American. Like, we're like, how could we take an ice cream bar hiking without refrigeration? Oh, we'll just suck all the moisture out of it and then eat it. So it's actually more sugary and packed and dense, flavorful, and worse for you. And it's delicious. Like, what? You just took ice cream and powered it up basically.
Yeah.
yeah. I would eat that again. Yeah, for sure.
I wish they made it in already divided up, because I don't know if you were just alone if you could eat that whole thing by yourself after eating a whole meal. Do you think? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
whole ice
Yeah,
cream
I could
bar?
eat.
Oh,
I could eat
you
about
little
3 more of
face.
those.
Oh, really?
No.
Do I look skinny?
I was born of the
Yeah,
sugar.
None of it. Yeah, all of us look like bad before pictures.
That
but-
thing's like that thing's like the ex-girlfriend of meals. You're like, while you're eating, you're like, I shouldn't be doing this. Oh, it's such a bad idea. But then later on, you're like, man, I could do that again. I
You're in
really
your
miss
tent with
that.
a blanket
Yeah.
over your head
Yeah.
eating it.
Yeah, that was that was good. I will say, one time when I was camping, I didn't bring any hot chocolate, and I had my son with me, and so I took one of the Neapolitan ones, and I cut the chocolate section out and I put it in hot water and melted it, and it just tasted like chocolate flavored water. It definitely didn't turn into hot chocolate. So
I think
good to know.
I also just
Pro
realized
tip.
we didn't say if the last two are kid friendly, but I think it's clear that probably all the dessert versions of these are kid
I don't-
friendly.
I don't know if
I don't
my
think-
kids would have eaten the cherry cobbler.
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
cobbler, I feel
based
like
based on looks alone, that would have
Yeah.
been a tough sell.
if you could get them to take a bite of it, or like I said, have
close
more
your
of
eyes.
that crust bit with it, I think
My kids would have went for that one, but we serve them a lot of fruit and stuff that's not always most visually appealing. So
Yeah.
What do we got here?
So this is some peak brownie bites.
Oh, they're looks like dog treats.
No,
they do, and the thing about these is like for like a backpacker or something, you could take this one package in your whole trip and just have enough little sugary bite that you don't, I take one of those on a trip and I'll come back still with more.
Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
They're hard Cocoa Puffs that taste good.
I was going to say the same thing, Ben. I want to pour these all in a bowl, fill it with whole milk, and then
Oh
just go at it.
man. Oh,
How many
sign me up.
calories are in that bag?
Doesn't
And
matter.
I want to know.
they make a peanut butter chocolate chip one too, and that's my
Ooh.
favorite. But
Well, and they make a cookie dough one too, right? Or is it a cookie?
Chocolate chip cookie, I think.
Chocolate chip
yeah.
cookie.
it's a peanut butter chocolate chip. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, these are really good.
It's
So they
like
say,
it's like if you're the kind of person who likes the brownies that are in the corner of the pan that has all that extra crust and it's extra
Mhm.
dried out,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna love these.
Yeah.
and it says 2 servings per container. So it means half a bag is one serving, which I guess I could see.
610
I can't
calories.
really tell if I
Clay.
like them or not. I mean, I feel like it's kind of like the ice cream bar. It's reminiscent of chocolate or cookie
Mhm.
dough or something, but it's the textures off. I mean, when you're camping, you're just happy to have that like familiar flavor. And
Yeah.
It definitely does that, but I mean, you do literally feel like you're having dog treats.
It's
I mean,
I would say 100% for backpacking. This
Yeah.
this would totally be a win for that. But if you
Yeah.
can bring a pan of brownies with you, bring the pan of brownies.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not like I haven't made
Especially if
brownies
you
in
Or-
the woods. Yeah.
Or yeah,
Or if you're making ice
I
cream,
have
just
an
sprinkle
oven.
these on top.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
yeah, it's a good topping.
Sprinkle them on top. I'm dropping them in the mix. Like,
oh yeah.
Well, and for the backpackers, I feel like this is something that will not crush. So when you're jamming that bear bin, full, trying to get everything inside of it, this is a safe dessert. You don't have to worry about.
Has a little Ziploc so you can just
Yeah.
seal it back up, put it back.
See,
in your
I don't-
Yeah,
backpack.
these are a win.
I don't need that because I'm just gonna eat them all.
and this isn't a horrible one that you just leave in your truck for 3 years either. And at some point you're,
Yeah,
you're
and that
hungry
is
or in the snow
nice,
or whatever, stuck. You have something.
That is the nice thing about most all of these meals. There's a few that are something that would be like the last ditch effort food.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this, like when you're stuck, having that extra food. All of these are like, for the most part, are foods that I wouldn't mind, and I'd eat in a regular meal versus, oh, all right, I've got this nasty broccoli food that I don't want to eat. This is okay. Oh, sweet. I get to dig into this and use it. And I'm actually looking forward to this meal. So it's going to add them morale.
Yeah, there's definitely an aspect of when I'm not saying you're like lost in the woods and, living on survival rations, but maybe you're out a day later than you want to be and it sucks. You blew a tire and or you broke down.
You
you're
got
stuck.
really stuck, and
Something that's good and
out.
reminiscent can actually make you feel a lot better than, this is my second to worst favorite mountain house.
Yeah.
For Aaron, it's the teriyaki mountain house that has vegetables in it. And
He's like,
no, it's not the vegetables.
Yeah.
It's just the flavor of that teriyaki sauce.
and
I love teriyaki chicken. Love it,
It's my
but-
favorite.
Yeah.
These bites, I feel like you were eating them for dessert, but I could easily have with my cup of coffee in the morning have a couple of those as well. Kind of has that biscotti kind of hard crunch to
Yeah.
it. So
It's definitely a snack food.
yeah.
the kids are freaking out and you just need them to be quiet for another 4 minutes. You're going to drive this
so
thing off
so
the
you
next lane.
throw
bird
one
and they
at your child super hard.
They sit when their teeth shatters. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They
They're
are.
baby teeth, don't worry.
They're very crunchy. you feel like at first that you might break a tooth, but
Yeah, make sure you have good dental care.
You
So
know,
your
and
teeth
on
don't
other,
shatter.
if you keep a slingshot in your rig, ammo.
All right.
Goodness.
Multi-use.
That bear's very angry. He's looking a little
Yeah.
hangry.
well, let's kind of recap here. What's your one or two favorite meal that you had while we're out here hanging out in Arkansas?
I'll start. I gotta say, my Mountain House beef stroganoff. While I love it, it's my old standby. I gotta go with some new things here. I'm really interested in these peak ones. The elk ragu is the first I've had of that. And while everybody's had Mountain House, the elk ragu actually tasted like something someone made, not freeze dried.
Yeah.
So the peak brand ones are definitely something I'm gonna look into more and probably get a few of and try some different flavors. But man, my all-time favorite, that cherry, whatever it was there.
Wow.
That surprised me, and it tasted like cobbler. Like it was
Mhm.
really good, and it was definitely a surprise for me. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that the cherry dessert.
Yeah, the visual on it, not so appealing, but I mean, as soon as it enters your mouth, you're like, give me some more.
So, what was your favorite, Ben?
You know, I'm split between the elk ragu and the biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
The biscuits and gravy, I don't know. Biscuits and gravy's always just been a good pick me up meal. Like my son and I both, Henry and I both love it, and so it's one of those meals that I cook, and it's like this makes the day a little better. And it brings that flavor, the taste, the whole meal tasted good. To where, yeah, I'll have more of it. But the elk ragu, like Coy was saying, it tastes like something like you would make at home, and it just tasted good. So I think I'm gonna be looking into, because we were digging around in Brent's trailer here, and there's 3 other different
At least, yeah,
of the premium one, or I guess they're all premium.
The exotic meats, bison,
Yeah.
venison, elk.
And so yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree that I was impressed by the biscuits and gravy. That, to me, I think they did that really well. I hadn't actually had that one before, which is surprising because I'm always looking for good breakfast options. Usually just do scrambled eggs. I don't know. I feel like the biscuits and gravy one could also double as a dessert, or not dessert, as a dinner maybe.
Oh, who doesn't have biscuits and gravy
I love
for
gravy.
dinner?
Right?
I'll double it for a dessert.
Or dessert.
Red Bull, a good time.
or dessert. I don't know. I was actually pretty impressed. Normally, when I'm backpacking and you've been hiking for miles, you want to have something kind of hearty and kind of fattening and kind of filling and carb rich, and so again, you kind of have that, like, I can go crawl in the tent and pass out. But I was impressed with some of these lentil ones, and the one that you hated, Aaron. I actually probably would never buy that on my own if I saw it in the store.
The Wild Zora.
Yeah, but getting to try it here, I was actually pretty impressed. And I think that trying these at home when you're hungry, and then adding little things like maybe chips to them, would really give you that kind of satisfying meal.
And then it'd actually make you want to eat it again in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know, like Aaron, he said, he didn't like it on its own. I bet you if we threw that in an egg roll wrap and fried it, he'd eat it.
Oh yeah,
No.
Probably not.
No.
There's a few others that Peak is making too. I think I'm looking at chicken pesto pasta, a cheesy chicken and broccoli. Both of those look like they'd be phenomenal. And there's even a chicken coconut curry that, just based on the photos on the cover, just make me want to eat those.
That coconut
now.
curry, I'm digging. And then
Yeah.
the buffalo mashed potato one. Ugh.
You guys want to do this again sometime, and we'll open a few more of these. Just let me know.
And
I'll come
Brent,
back.
you were
we
saying,
could be here for a month just tasting all these things.
I'm so fat and full. We'll be ready for auction when we're done.
One more waffle can
Brent, you were saying that the Peak biscuits and gravy, because they have a biscuit sausage and gravy.
Yeah.
That the biscuit's actually a whole biscuit.
It's a whole biscuit
versus broken up chunks of biscuit. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely got one that's piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Well, Brent, what jumped out at you from all these things that we taste tested?
Well, the cherry cobbler, it's different. I mean, it's, you think you're gonna be, I don't even know how to describe,
It doesn't look appetizing when you look at it.
yeah. I mean, because I'm used to eating out of the bag, so I'm not really looking anyways. But that one surprised me because when it took me a good year before I even tried that one.
Mm.
I had them in the truck, and I'm just like, and then so finally I tried it. They'd sent me one as a smaller version of that, and it's called a sampler one. And I finally tried it, and I was like, holy cow, what have I been missing? So
It looks like sliced beef liver
it
that's
does.
been dropped in sawdust.
Yeah.
But I
really
think
does.
I think that's because it is actual cherries.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And those, what is it, de-seeded cherries and like smashed down, and
Yep.
It's a deconstructed cherry cobbler.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it ends up
And
being.
to make it, you actually do add, it is a hot
Mhm.
dish. You put in boiling water, you let it sit, and that, so you are eating it warm, even though it looks like you could probably eat it cold too, and it'd be just as good. So
Yeah, and it's hard when it comes to desserts because there's just not a lot of stuff out there, and so there's that. I'd like to see if they came out with another one like a blackberry cobbler or something like that would be cool too. But
Considering all the cobblers they got out there, yeah, a peach cobbler.
yeah,
Mm.
Give me a
yeah,
Dutch apple crumble.
There we go.
That's probably the niche that most of the backpacking meals are missing because nobody's really eating dessert, I think, on the trail.
well, growing up, I remember we would always take they had I guess it was like a Mountain House cheesecake, I guess, and it was like a blueberry or whatever, and it would have the filling, it would have the crust, and you mix in a little butter, I think, and you press the crust in kind of into a pan or onto a plate, and then you'd mix up this, against powdered milk into a cream, pour that on top, and then usually what we would do, because we'd be camping during the summer, is grab some huckleberries or salmon berries or blueberries or whatever and throw those on the top, and then slice it. There's six kids, I think, so we were usually able to each get a slice, and I just remember thinking that was better than the desserts we had at home. So
I don't know whether to hate you or your parents right now.
Well, and so like what I did was like I did a lot of Boy Scouts and stuff, and we did Dutch oven stuff. So we do like the Dutch oven dump cake, where it's like you dump in the pie filling.
That's what it's called, huh?
Dump cake.
I gave a couple Dutch oven dump cakes in my day too. Yeah.
But you dump in the cake mix with it, along with what's it called? I'm brain farting here. The you throw in like
dump cake.
some soda in it. So it's 3 ingredients: yellow cake mix, cobbler mix, and soda, and you just cook it, and you've got like this nice
like baking soda.
no, like Sprite.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Next time we go camping, we'll do it.
Yeah. Let Ben give you a
I'd
Dutch
love
oven
to, I
dump
was gonna
cake.
say, I'd love to have some cake with black burnt bottom.
Oh yeah. I'll load you up.
I've
on
had
that dump
one
cake.
person do a cobbler in a Dutch oven that I was wildly impressed by, and all the rest, I just like, ooh, you made something that's burnt on the bottom. Thank you.
Yeah.
No,
It's
it's hard to do.
There's an art to it, and doing it right is hard.
Well, speaking of burned bottoms, the masa and beef definitely wasn't my favorite.
Well, you don't like
really?
spice.
I couldn't tell.
I feel like if I ate the whole thing, I'd have a burned bottom. But my favorite, that very first thing we had, that oatmeal.
Yeah,
I don't have it floating around here, but that oatmeal was really good. Pineapple, raisins, carrot, oatmeal with milk, something like that.
I would
Heather's
definitely
Choice.
entertain it in the future.
Yeah, that was really good. It wasn't cheap, but it's like a luxury.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're on a trip and you want your meals to be a little more luxurious because you're trekking it hard or
You got a
whatnot,
new girlfriend, you want to impress her.
I was just
Taking
thinking the
her
same
out
thing.
on the first overlanding
that
trip.
would do it.
Look
That would do it.
sophisticated.
Like, check this
Well,
out.
or-
I'm
or-
a
or
man of many fashions. Yeah.
or you're trying to make your wife or kids more comfortable, like, hey, here, have a little bit of a nicer meal. I think it really fits that category where it's, hey, it's a splurge, but it's a worthwhile splurge.
It's definitely more for the discerning oatmeal eater, I think,
For
Well,
sure.
yeah, because I've got one over here that's a coconut mango macadamia nut
Yeah, that looks good too.
oatmeal.
All right,
and-
let's break it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, it doesn't have to be for breakfast. It could become a dessert.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And
as sweet
I'm not
as
a
it
coconut
is.
fan at all.
Dumping it
Well,
on ice cream.
and that was the funny thing is that the oatmeal not far off from our cherry cobbler here. I mean, all you'd have to do is mix in a little bit bigger pieces of fruit, and there you go.
I kind of sat on. I forgot about the Southwest Moza or whatever. That one was really good too. Ooh, I got to put that almost side by side with the elk ragu. I like that one. It was weird.
I like the spice, but it's something that I'd throw in a taco.
And for me, it was like if I had some corn chips, it would have been a hard win. But
that would have been better. So, but beyond that oatmeal, that elk ragu pasta from Peak was really good, and I'm excited to try more of their stuff. That's the first Peak meal I've ever had. I was actually really disappointed with that pizza. I wanted the pizza to be better. I really did.
I didn't mind the pizza, but I've also, I mean, that's like what I grew up eating in. In cafeteria school food.
I would eat it again, but I had higher hopes. My hopes were higher than
that pizza were for me like it was hot trash, like undoubtedly. But I like it's like driving an old beat up car that is a piece of junk, but you're just having a great time, like driving through ditches.
Yeah.
It's your Gambler 500.
Can you imagine dipping that in ranch though? Oh god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. So
like I said, it was disgusting on many levels, but I would eat it again. Like if you pull out another piece, I'll definitely eat some.
It's right over there, and we'll split it.
So
that
so
seems
that's
like
the-
something that they'd have in prison. But
that is
you can
the-
both eat it from each end.
Eat in the middle.
That's the Gambler 500 of the oatmeals for you, then, right?
It's just the Gambler 500 of pizza. Like
Yeah.
this thing is just junk, but I love it.
Yeah. Well, this is a great time. I'm glad you guys all were able to, even with these high gas prices, make it all the way over here to Arkansas. I have no idea where we're at in Arkansas, but there's a river
I
behind
heard
us.
banjos, so I'm gonna go sit in the truck for a while you guys get skinny dip and see what happens.
Well, banjos, that could be Christmas Valley.
So if you've got a favorite meal, even if it's not one of these dehydrated type meals, if you got a favorite camp meal, write in, let us know, share it in the comments, tell us all about it, share your recipe. Maybe somebody else is looking for some good camp ideas. Go ahead and share them with them, and maybe we'll do another episode where we just talk about our favorite recipes and things like that. I know it's kind of not entirely off-roady, but we camp and do stuff like that, so maybe that's another good topic.
Well, yeah, I think that it'd be fun to actually have either suggestions come in or just based on what our families know from overlanding or hiking. There's a lot of quick, we talk about jars of ragu and pasta, like maybe good alternatives that might be more affordable for the average person. Some of these between $8 and $12 for these packages can be a little bit spendy for the average Joe. So maybe
not for an overlander though.
Yeah,
no,
definitely
I paid $900 for shade, bro.
So just trying that out though, and actually seeing what kind of ideas people have, and maybe giving those a test. The simple ingredients, short cook time, but really, and just kind of see what our favorites are.
Send in your recipes. We try them on air, unless it looks nasty on the recipe. Then
a picture would be helpful.
Yeah,
but not necessary.
All right. Well, the only thing I have left as a takeaway from this is to put it on ice cream.
Yeah. Support your local small business.
Yeah.
Lesson for life.
So we failed to mention this unless we're doing it before this started. Brent came all this way to join us. He brought some of the food.
That's this trailer behind me.
Yep. It's loaded to the gills with different options. He's usually at all the overland events he can get to.
As many as I can afford to, because some of the spaces are getting a little priced out.
Yeah, but if not, you're online too, correct?
I am not. I only do events. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So find cool if you're not in our area, the Pacific Northwest, or currently Arkansas. You can find Brent or someone like him at one of these events to help support them, because they're helping bring some of these not the normal foods out to where you can get them. I mean, I don't think I would have ever found wild Zora on my own without Brent.
Yeah.
The Peak, I wanted to buy some of that the elk ragu when I saw it was coming out, And yeah, good luck getting it because it sold out in what?
Like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they announced it, yeah. And then they told us not to say anything for 10 days, but I was like, oops, I already put it out.
Yeah, and
That I
then
was getting.
and then you've got what is it? I think they're called Good to Goes on the back
Good
here.
to Go is a company out of Maine, and they do kind of off stuff like pad thais,
Bimbop.
kormas, like Indian food, and there's a pho there.
Yep.
So if you're into Vietnamese,
Yeah,
stuff.
there's definitely a wide palette of flavor right there that you won't find in your box store foods.
Yeah, if you're not looking for like a pasta marinara and stuff, and you want to have some more ethnic type foods out on the trail, like you can door dashing it now, you can get these and
Mhm.
and just continue on.
Yeah.
And if you're hippie, there's companies like Wild Zora that will really fit that
Yeah, it's
that
surprising.
diet you're trying to stick to. Like I don't think a peak really fits into the paleo or gluten-free options right
Yeah.
there.
Wild
No,
Zora is going to be my
and that's
new
the thing
adult film star name.
about dehydrated about your hydrated meals is they're very conducive to pastas and
Mm.
stuff, and so having carb free is pretty hard to do with that.
Yeah.
So but the Wild Zora does do that. We didn't test. They have some new quinoa stuff that's great for lunch. I'm not a big quinoa and lentils person, obviously, just by looking at me, but I love that one, and I always pack them for lunch.
Yeah, I can't help but feel like maybe if we had some people on the panel that were female or and maybe of a healthier dietary range, we might find a bit of a different
Yeah, but is this
ratio.
not a good cross section of overlanding right here?
Of overlanding? Yes, I would
You mean
agree.
Old fat white guys?
overpacking?
We got
Yeah.
2 Nissan guys and 4 Toyota guys. That's pretty wide spectrum view of overlanding.
Pretty much.
I do think that I'm being able to see all these different brands here and really kind of get some exposure and actually try some different ones. You realize that for me, it's always been about weight, about having that kind of hearty meal, but there's no reason with some of these you couldn't take this to the park, couldn't have it, if you've got a jet boil, have it in your picnic basket and really have a nice, quick, light meal that you'd actually, be able to brag about to your friends. So
Definitely give me some perspective to try something other than Mountain House brands, because I've pretty much just been on that
absolutely.
train, and I am super interested in these peak ones now.
Yeah.
Well, and then I've gone and tried some of the cheaper brands like National Geographic, and I had like their macaroni and cheese, and it was mac cheese soup. Not very tasty at all. I cooked it to the T on their directions, and it's like, yep, nope, never again. And I stuck with the Mountain House because of that. Now it's like, okay, I'm ready to jump out and try Peak and all these other ones. It's like, obviously you've got to look at budget and what fits yours. And,
Sure.
and I think spending I think Peaks are about the same as a Mountain House.
They're a little bit more,
A little bit more?
just because they're a little bit more fresher ingredients. So you're
But
looking at
you get what you pay for.
yeah, like $13 for one meal. Well, they call it it's a person meal, but as opposed to I want to say the Mountain House at around the $9 range,
Mhm.
aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a little bit more, but a whole lot better taste.
Yeah.
Just something different at a certain point.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I've only like 9,000 calories and 50 times more fiber than I should have today.
Time to
So
go run a marathon.
I'm gonna go see a man about a horse.
You
Fair enough.
if anybody needs to sleep it off, we've got the swag we brought all the way here from Iron Man. If anybody needs to take a quick snoozer in the swag, it's
Yeah,
available.
that thing's sweet. You in this sun, you can get in there and it's pitch dark. It's amazing.
It is dark.
Yeah.
There we go. That wraps up the show.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, Brent. Thanks for hanging out while we played the video.
Oh yeah.
And then just a real quick, where can everybody find Frontier Overland, especially if you're here in the Pacific Northwest?
Well, I'm on Facebook. We have a big Facebook group. We have about 680 or so members on there, and we do some events running around Eastern Oregon and stuff like that. And I've got a web page too, but it's usually just for posting our pictures and stuff. Of course, the normal Instagram, and that's really about it. And then I show up to all the rigs and coffees and the different things like that all the time. So
Do the one of us.
yeah.
Awesome, man. Hopefully I see you again soon in person. And thanks everyone who listens to us weekly, those who watch us live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. Yeah, we're on Twitter too. I wonder why, but we're there. Just in case you're...
Discord.
Yeah.
We're on Discord too. It's like, okay, sure.
I like Discord. I've been using it recently. That might be a good one to throw a podcast one on. And then, yeah. Thanks for watching us, guys. We appreciate you. We appreciate those of you who have bought patches or are considering buying patches. Even if you're not, we really appreciate it. Please share us with your friends. Help us grow. And God bless America.
Don't forget to visit Patriot Patch and join the Patch of the Month Club. Check out our Gaia affiliate link for up to 40% off. Also, don't forget to head over to Warren, Medical Gear Outfitters, and Colby Valve to see all their great gear. We're a proud part of the Firearms Radio Network. Got a comment or question? Send it to us through our webpage at firearmsradio.net or through our social media channels by searching for Offroad Podcast. Also, you can listen to us live at overlandradio.com Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific. When off-road, please remember to have fun, tread lightly, be safe, and courteous. Thanks for listening.